We're already having a good time this morning. Welcome to Friday.
Back up off me.
Yeah. Everybody on top of each other here. A little too much. What's going on, fellas? You got Rich and Chad in the house today.
What up?
What up?
We'll have a comedian from the Looney Bin coming in here in a little bit, which I'm excited to have on.
Always fun.
Yeah, always a good time. What's been going on with you, Rich?
Man, just getting ready for this weekend. We got Locked and Loaded with TNR coming up in Leachville. So that'll be
Leachville,
Saturday.
yeah.
Where's Leachville?
That's what I
It's
always
northeast
say.
Arkansas. It's probably about an hour and a half drive or so.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it should
Good
be.
time going from the gridiron back to the squared circle, man.
Yeah, man.
Just
to
everywhere.
You're all over
All
the
over
place,
the place,
man. All
man.
over the
I'm telling
place,
you, man.
Chad, I came by your shop. You were busy the
Yeah.
other day. Everything's
Poking
busy
some
for
holes,
you.
man.
Yeah, man. How's it
It's
going?
doing good, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
What up, Brad?
Do what?
I was just saying,
He's
what up,
talking-
Brad? He
Oh,
said,
what up,
morning,
Brad?
peeps.
What up, Brad? What up,
To
Brad?
himself.
Right.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry. I was out yesterday. You can probably still hear it in my throat. It was some kind of sinus infection or something because I had a fever, and then my throat is still a little bit hoarse right now.
I heard we had a certain celebrity host the show yesterday, man.
Yeah, did we?
Yeah, John Cena.
John Cena, you can't see me. Yeah, that's real funny, man. It's real funny, bro. It's real. Now, Brandon did I never would have thought about it, but I thought it was clever. He
It
said-
was, man.
He said, I'll just play all the songs we have and chat
And
with
then,
people.
yeah.
And so all the songs, I guess he played all of them until he ran out, he
I
said.
got up late, but it's like we're all in the chat, and I was just like, all right, I guess I had the whole
Oh,
thing going.
okay. We're all in the chat.
Yeah, they were just having
That's great. Just having themselves a great
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
in the
man.
chat. Well, that's what it's all about, man. They had their own show going with
They're
us.
like, forget
Oh,
Rich
man,
and
yeah.
Patrick.
No,
You know what I
I
mean? We don't
know.
need them.
I love
man.
it, and I think it's great. I do. I think it's great that he did that. I thought it was a clever idea.
It was, man. Good
Yeah.
job. Good
Yeah,
job.
no, real good job for him. Let's get into some news you can use here. Let's see what we got. A Wisconsin Girl Scout set a new state record for most cookies sold. You mean by her mom and dad?
Right.
Badgerland Girl Scout troop member Molly Linnaeus sold 35,598 boxes in 13 years.
Damn.
Wow.
Their family also set a record with over 64,000 boxes sold between Molly and her sister. The family spent 500 to 700 hours selling cookies.
My goodness.
Yeah, she is going to be an engineer, plan to study engineering and math at Iowa State University. Yeah,
So
sounds
they get
like,
like
they need to
patch for
hire
that,
her.
right?
Right.
I mean, man.
Marketing or something.
Yeah,
man.
well, so either her or her family. I mean, every time my kids ever tried to sell anything, it was me selling it.
I'd always end up with a box of chocolates.
Yeah, taking it up to work.
Right?
Yeah, here, anybody
The
want to help me
leftover
out?
you just buy yourself.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, yeah, I sold
No,
them all,
I've
man.
done that a few times
Yeah.
just to I'll take it to work and then bring them the money just to make sure I didn't have to mess with
Yep.
it. I'm like, let me just buy my way out of this cookie sale. I don't want anything to do with it. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Let's see.
So what'd she get? Like a golden, like snickerdoodle or
Yeah,
something for
she
it?
gets
you
a
know?
little tassel or something.
Right.
Timbaland is introducing a new genre of pop music with AI. You're late. You're late, buddy. I got
Patrick
you.
beat you
I
on
got
that
you,
one,
bro.
man.
I got you. I'm sorry. We'll team up. How about that? I got a new one today that's a banger. The producer rapper launching a new AI entertainment company called Stage Zero. The co-founder's name's Rocky Muddalier. Said Rolling Stone told Rolling Stone the goal is to pioneer a new genre of music called A-pop or artificial pop. The company's first AI-generated artist, Tata, will be releasing a single soon. He said Tata is a living, learning, autonomous music artist built with AI. Yeah, okay.
Wow.
This is going to be interesting,
No,
man.
it's
You know,
it's a whole other
in
age, man.
Japan, one of their top artists of all time is
Yes.
an AI artist.
That is
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they have concerts and all that. That's wild, isn't it? That you go to concerts
No,
and
I'm
see
sitting
somebody
there
not
thinking,
real.
like, you could
Well-
do the concert at your house, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you have to really go?
What about like?
I
I
guess a
mean,
big stage show, you know what?
it's not like we haven't been close to that before. I mean, what about what was it? Oh, God, what was their name? Gorillas.
Oh, the Gorillas?
I mean, they were a cartoon image of a band.
well,
but they
only
played
their
live.
videos, but they really played music.
Right.
I mean, I get that, but still,
They weren't
like,
fake people,
right.
just
I mean-
fake avatars.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying, though.
But yeah, no, I mean, look, We've been that way before. Look, Leonard Skinner played for 10 years without anybody from the original band, I
Right.
think.
And to be honest, like, I would like to see if they possibly use it at all to bring back, like, old bands.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, imagine going and seeing,
No,
you know,
that's what-
Elvis in his heyday
Well,
looking, you
They've
know,
done that with
whatever.
Tupac and
yeah.
a few others. The technology hadn't been quite inexpensive enough to make it worthwhile, but I think you're getting very close to that. Where
Right.
that you might go to, there might be a residency, for example, in Vegas with the Doors.
Right.
Right. Where it's
With
just a
Tupac,
one,
or-
right.
Yeah, or it could be a group of, because they do a lot of tribute shows.
Right.
In,
Absolutely.
Vegas. So you go and you see all these artist portrayals. They're pretending to be the artists. They're lip syncing
Right.
and whatnot.
Go back and see like the Rat Pack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
dude,
that.
that'd be like, I
That'd be
mean,
cool,
you know.
man.
Why couldn't
Yeah,
you go
yeah.
through the generations
That
of
would be
music?
cool.
Right.
You could do any of that if
I'd
you
go see
had
some-
Dude,
the
a whole, like,
technology.
generational AI show?
Yeah.
I would pay to go see
Yeah.
that.
Sure, that'd be
I'd
dope.
pay to
Why
see
not?
Sinatra in Vegas.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that'd
Be
be awesome,
interesting,
man. Yeah.
For
It
sure.
would. I mean, it'd be fascinating to see some of those old bands that you've never seen before.
Right.
I mean, look,
And especially if they could, like, program it where they relate to current day stuff.
Right,
Like,
right,
imagine
right.
Sammy Davis talking about,
Current events during the songs.
Sammy
Right.
Davis bitching about Trump.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen to Elon and Musk. Have you heard this shit?
Oh, God,
Yeah, we'll
dude,
get
I'm
to
so
that.
tired of
We'll
it.
get to that soon
I'm
enough.
so,
Well, I'm sure we'll get to that. Give it a minute.
so whiny
Let's
crybaby.
see. The manhunt growing for a father accused of. Oh no, we'll save that for later. No. No, it's too early. A Tennessee donut shop is marking National Donut Day with an ongoing search for a missing zebra. Oh, so they
Wait, what?
yeah.
How
they
do we
made
go from a
zebras fry donuts to
Oh,
some of
okay.
these things, man. I'm sorry, they're just terrible.
Cashing in.
Samuel L. Jackson's going to star in a spinoff of Tulsa King. That franchise is spinning off, and it's going to be Nola King with Samuel L. Jackson in the role that basically like Sylvester Stallone
Stallone?
plays in The His. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people like that Tulsa King.
Dude, I love it.
Do
It's
you?
great.
Yeah?
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
It
that,
looks like
that.
I've seen a few clips of it. It looks pretty good.
Oh, yeah, dude. That was a hit.
Have you seen Landman?
Oh, yeah.
Which do you like better?
Probably Landman.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I started watching the first episode and I paused it and I haven't got back to it, but I want to. It's really good.
Yeah, you need to. I am anxiously waiting the second season.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
As soon
okay.
as that comes out, like that was definitely one of those shows that I watched the first couple episodes and then forgot about it and then went back and just binge watched the
Just
rest of the
watched it,
season.
just ate it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Here's what you wanted to talk about, Rich. Trump and Musk appeared to have some kind of falling out yesterday, and Trump said
Appeared?
he was disappointed in Musk during a press conference, saying that Musk knew the details of this bill and only complained after it cut subsidies for electric vehicles that helped his company.
Just stop.
Then they just started throwing stuff. He posted something about him being on the Epstein list.
The biggest bunch of
here's the
crybaby
bromance is
BS,
over.
like-
Yeah, here's the thing, man. This and for all the policies of his that I do like.
Did you see where Elon fired back and he was like, I basically got you elected, man. It
Yeah.
could have gone House, Senate,
Yeah, no.
and, 49-1.
These guys turned from the two most powerful people in the world to a couple of
biggest
12-year-old
bitches.
girls on.
Dude, oh my God.
It's like, man, what are you doing, man? This
For
is the reason
real.
people get aggravated because of the bullshit.
Right.
Yes.
Look, stay on track of the mission. Quit doing bullshit on Twitter like little girls.
Yeah, yeah.
Get your shit together and get on with the business of the people. God damn, man. At least when Biden was sleeping, he couldn't argue with anybody on Twitter.
What?
I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Let's,
the sandbox.
right, I know, right? It's like, come on, man. Get a grip. Marlene Ames, who worked for the Ohio Department of Youth Services for 20 years, claimed she faced workplace discrimination because she was straight. In 2017, she started reporting to a lesbian supervisor, was passed over for a promotion, which went to another lesbian woman. She sued under the Civil Rights Act and won. The Supreme Court unanimously ruled that the additional requirements that she needed were not supported. And so, it's big, never seen that happen before.
Right.
Somebody discriminated against because they're straight, and they won the lawsuit. That's interesting.
That is.
I mean, wow, yeah.
That were like reverse.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just, yeah, I guess so.
Like Uno card.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, that was probably tough, man. Those ladies weren't probably nice about it
Yeah,
either.
probably not.
You know, an 11-year-old girl who went missing from a park in Australia found safely 2 days later and reunited with her family. She was reported missing. They launched a search. Case gained widespread attention through social media. She was found safe and reunited with her family. They didn't provide all the details on it, but that's man, you're lucky to live in the damn outback for a couple days as
Right?
a kid, man. You know, the dingo got my baby. Man. Kentucky elementary school teacher Courtney Jones surprised her student Jaylee Huddleston. She has a rare genetic disorder with concert tickets to see Jelly Roll at a festival last weekend. The country music star learned about their story, invited them both backstage. He gave the young fan some autographed memorabilia, took pictures, did all that. Later on, they said they were thrilled and felt like a star. That's cool, man. I love like Jelly Roll, Post Malone, those guys right there. Man, they're salt of the earth. I mean, wherever they go, they're trying to actually meet with people that love them and love their music. They're not caught up in all the celebrity shit that a lot of people get caught up in. You know what I mean?
No, that picture I was just showing you on the internet. Post Malone was just in favor the other day, showing love to like this like local band. Like
Yeah.
it's awesome.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I saw Jelly Roll when he was back at the Hill, just when he was like, it was just after Save Me blew up by him.
Yeah, okay.
And so he did a show over at the Hill. And don't get me wrong, like, it was a great show and everything.
Okay.
But after he got off stage, like, because I was pretty much like second row from the stage.
Yeah.
So I kind of moved my way over to the security guard and I was like, hey, man, like, is there any way, I could get like an autograph or whatever? And he was like, he doesn't do that. I was like, oh. Okay.
Well, that may be the bodyguard or the guard. A lot of times these guys, their only job is to stop you from getting to him. I don't know whether. Look, maybe he doesn't do autographs. Maybe he does other things. Maybe he takes pictures. Who knows?
Right.
But I would say that was probably just a security guard being a security guard.
I mean, probably either way. But I was just kind of like, oh, all right. But then you see him out, and
What
you're
kind of
like,
venue was it?
it was the Hall.
Oh, at the hall.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
Okay.
yep,
Okay.
yep. So.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
I mean, I didn't take offense to it. It was just kind of like, oh, okay, that that goes to figure. Yeah.
Yeah. So he didn't come out before or after and talk to people.
No, there was no like meet and greet option.
Well, and again, that was when he was first coming up. Too.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But what I've seen of them seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
that. But if you want me to hate him for you now,
No, not at all. I'm just
we can start some shit with Jelly Roll.
it's
No.
You want to get some shit going?
No, we don't want that smoke.
start firing up the Twitter now.
I'm kidding, Jelly. I'm kidding. A man on horseback. I'm going to say it again. A man on horseback helped Riverside, New Jersey police track down a hit-and-run suspect after witnessing a crash. He followed the fleeing vehicle on a horse and provided police with partial license plate information, which led to his arrest. The 22-year-old driver now faces multiple charges, and they praised him for his unexpected assistance. I'm not sure what the hell the horse and him were doing around there.
It seemed like going down the street. Come on.
Yes. Come on, I can almost see it faster. Let's see what's going on here. Tom Cruise is in the Guinness Records. He earned a Guinness record performing 16 burning parachute jumps during the filming of the newest Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. Each jump involved his parachute being set on fire mid-air as part of a high-risk plane sequence. Said, if this is twisted while it's burning, I'm going to be spinning and burnt. I have to kick out of the twist and then ignite in 10 seconds. He was sharing how the stunt worked. It's thought to be his final appearance in the role. When asked if he's really leaving, he said, I'd rather just people see it and enjoy it, So, yeah, he probably is done, though. But, man, what an amazing – he is probably the greatest stunt man, him and Jackie Chan.
Crazy. Like, that Scientology's got his head where he just don't care.
Man, I don't know. Maybe
He
they're
don't
right.
care,
He may
man.
live forever
Like,
for all I know.
Man.
He might be something. He might be
I
a
seen him doing
demigod or something.
that trick from hanging from that plane, like they were showing how he was doing
Right.
it. Hell no.
That's no.
He was bouncing off the plane.
How do
I'm
you
like,
even?
hell no.
Yeah. How do you even get your head around doing that?
No.
He's like, he must not. He's like, yeah, if I die, I die.
I
Whatever.
thought he was crazy hanging off the side of that, the cargo jet that one time. But no, this is like a whole other level,
animal.
man.
Yeah.
No, man.
Wendy's is famous, it says, for its iconic Baconator. That is a good burger.
Yeah.
It is.
Which features their Applewood smoked bacon strips. And Instagrammers spotted Wendy's double smoked bacon at a Kroger in Kentucky.
Oh.
Yes, Wendy's is now putting their bacon into stores for you.
I don't know if it's that
Yum.
good.
Yeah. So you don't know if it's that
I
good?
don't know if it's that good.
Yeah.
I'd
You Rich,
buy
you
that
want to
up.
let our guest come in? That'd be fine if you
Get the
do.
dough.
And we'll get to him in a minute. In China, young people are starting to keep jars of activated yeast as pets because they're easy to care for. They only need flour and water to stay alive. What do you mean it's yeast? It's just growing like bread dough. That's not a pet, man. What the hell are you talking about? It's just dough in a jar. In Quebec, a judge ruled that giving someone the middle finger is a person's right to express themselves, a God-given right. The case came about after a man, Neil Epstein, was arrested for flipping the bird at his neighbor during an argument. The judge emphasized people can express their feelings this way without facing legal trouble.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good. Here's somebody pissed off. During a Mecklenburg County Commission meeting in North Carolina Tuesday, somebody let bugs loose in the room. The forceful infestation caused a disruption of the meeting, as one would imagine. Officials didn't say what kind of bugs were released or who did it. We'll end here. The NBA, man, that game last night.
Man, that was a barn burner, man.
Man, what a crazy, crazy game that was. People have been saying Tyrese Halliburton was overrated all year
If he's
long.
overrated, man, then
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what. If you watch that game up until the last 2 minutes, Oklahoma had control of it. They led by as much as 15 in the fourth quarter. They had kept a lead the entire game, no matter how scrappy Indiana was. But, man, with 10, 12, 8 seconds left, they took the lead and ended up, what they win it by 1?
1 point.
Yeah, 1 point, 111 to 110. I've never seen a crowd more stunned.
the whole
than-
energy
than
just
that.
sucked out of it.
Sucked it right out of
You
there,
just
man.
felt it.
Everybody in there had a win until they didn't in the last second. I guarantee you those people went home going, I don't even know what the hell just happened.
You know they
in my
didn't go to
life."
bed till like 4 in the morning because
Right.
they were just shook.
Oh man, that was crazy. All right, we're gonna take a break here and get our guest in and seated, and we'll be back in just a minute. All right.
Change is good, it's how we evolve. Friday changed to Saturday, like April morphed into May. It's only revolution that changes night into day. So why is change a bomb, a shrapnel from the trauma? Fragments deep inside, unhealed and leaking drama. Reposition, rearrange, twist yourself until you can't. But you can't escape change when it's the only constant. It's not the camera, but the lens. Your field of vision opens. Unaware of this, yeah. It's taken many wise men. In darkness, flowers may grow there, but much easier to raise a nightmare. If you're on a sinking ship, you have to leave the deck chair. Reposition, rearrange, twist yourself until you can't. But you can't escape change when it's the only constant. Storms give way to sun, no other way it's done. Resist with all you have, it's all bullets and no gun. Walking headfirst into fire, it's the very thing required. Don't worry about damage, it will all be rewired. Reposition, rearrange, twist yourself until you can't. But you can't escape The only constant is change.
If you're looking for a vehicle, you know where to go. Fitz Auto is the place to go. Now, you can go online at fitzauto.com or you can go in person, 8421 Stagecoach Road in Little Rock. What makes them different? What makes them special? Well, they work with you regardless of your credit history because they're their own bank. They don't have to ask anybody else. It's up to them who they work with. And they have late model, low mileage vehicles. They're going to save you money. They're going to put you in something you can be proud of. And it doesn't matter, sports car, truck, SUV, boat, RV, camper, amphibious units. They've got motorcycles, anything you could possibly want on wheels and an engine. They've got it there for you. Check them out, fitzauto.com. Start there, in there. It's where you're going to go because it's the best deal. All right, we are back. It is the Friday edition.
Yes.
What does that mean? That means that we have the comedians from the Looney Bin here in the house. And right beside me is Ricky Reyes. Welcome to the show, Ricky. How are you, man?
Thanks, guys. I'm good. Thanks for having me here.
Hell yeah, man. Glad to have you here, man. We have a lot of fun here, and we love the Looney Bin.
They
around
told me
these
it was
parts.
fun. That's why I got up at this time in the morning.
I know, it's a ridiculous time.
It's like it better be good.
No, it's what my wife always says. Why do you do it so early? Why can't you just do it any time of day? I said, this is where people were used to me, you know. So tell us, Ricky, first of all, where are you from?
I'm from one of the best cities in the world, Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
One of the best cities in the world.
Yeah.
I take that tongue in cheek there. Don't they have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or something there?
They do.
Yeah.
Nobody knows why they picked there to put it,
No, I didn't ever think of Cleveland.
but we're glad to have it.
Yeah.
You know. It's-
And you got the Browns.
thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, I'm trying to help you out. So tell us, how long have you been doing stand-up, Ricky?
I've been doing stand-up since early 2000s. Like I believe, right at 2000, I
Okay.
started doing comedy. I started in Cleveland, and then there wasn't much of a comedy scene in Cleveland at
Right.
the time.
I recognize that from here.
So I would just do like a Def Comedy Jam once a year contest, and that's it. So then I went to Florida, did open mic. There was more comedy there, so I moved to Florida.
You went to Florida, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of comedians I've known have done that circuit down there.
Yeah.
And if you've been doing it that long, you might have known a very, very close friend of mine from Florida. He lived there for a long time, Eric Myers.
Yes, I know Eric.
Yeah, did you know Eric? Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
I did.
he was a brilliant comedian.
He was
brilliant.
hilarious.
Yeah, he really was. He was a good friend of mine, and I used to book him up here all the time. He would come into town and do shows. We were friends for many years.
No, he was so energetic on stage,
Yeah.
man. This guy was so like just a
He
pound a minute, you know, just
He had probably among the best stage presence of anyone I'd ever seen. I mean, he just was electric.
and his voice too.
I know,
was so
yeah.
great.
He had the look, he had that sound. Some comedians have, like Chris Rock is an example. They just have a voice that lends itself because it sounds comedic just when you talk.
Yeah, if I shave my head, it looks like I got leukemia.
Yeah, that's right. That's it, man. So tell me, what inspired you when you were younger to get into comedy?
Well, I have no education, and I grew up poor, so I figured this was better than doing anything else. You know, like
That's fair, but you had to be watching somebody at some point and went, man, I could do that.
growing up, like my grandmother my grandma's Puerto Rican, right, and she doesn't speak
okay.
much English.
Okay.
So she would, or when Betamax was out, she would order tapes and wouldn't know what anything was. So she ordered Eddie Murphy Delirious.
There it is.
When I was like 8 years old.
Time,
I was like 8 years old. And so me and all my cousins were watching this, and she doesn't know what we're watching at all.
She didn't speak English.
No, but she didn't. Once the kids were in the one room, she wouldn't even go in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen crazy movies because of her. I saw that Blake Edwards 10, where it's like, where that's way adult, you know, like.
No, it is. Yeah, anything Blake Edwards probably was, but that's pretty funny. Yeah, Eddie Murphy Delirious was the set that turned me on to wanting to be funny.
It's such a powerful set, right?
It was amazing, especially at the time. He had such a command of the stage. it was, I mean, you couldn't do probably most any of that set today in the lens of 2025, but man, at that point, what a set it was, man.
Yeah.
Goonie goo goo, Gus.
Yeah, and well, everybody was so much. No, I mean, everybody was so much freer back then too.
It
You know,
is
they were
true.
just-
It is true. People were much more comfortable with each other in that regard.
Well, like nobody was watching for you to say something.
Cancelable.
right.
Yeah. Nobody was like their ears didn't hurt.
No, it was just a comedian being provocative back
Yeah.
then.
Well, it's like nowadays too. Like I've seen people if they're gonna talk about a black person, they go, "He's black." You know, they lower. I go, "Why are you lowering your voice?
Yeah,
man? That's a
it's-
fact."
it's like you're saying something controversial.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just like saying he's white.
Yeah, exactly.
much.
You wouldn't lower your voice if you were saying he was white. You
Yeah,
know,
no, that's right.
it's almost more racist that you have to
Yeah,
lower your
right,
voice.
You make me nervous if you do.
Yeah.
What do you mean he's black? What does that mean?
What the hell does that mean, man?
Yeah, what's coming up next after that?
Yeah, there's probably a punchline. So you started doing comedy in Cleveland and started kind of you went to Florida, and so from Florida is that kind of where it began to really take off for you?
Yes. I had a very good friend. He was the guy I met at open mic, and he was like Dean Napolitano, and he was like, if you come here, I could get you gigs. And then before I was even ready, he would take me. You know, I was only emceeing stuff, and I would only hit 12 minutes. And he would take me to go feature, which is 25, 30 minutes.
Right? Yeah. No.
And he was such a cool dude. He would go, do what you can. I'll finish the rest.
I'll do the rest. Yeah, I'll do the heavy lifting. You just do what you can, and gave you
Yeah.
a chance to kind of grow and expand it.
So I'd go up there 10 minutes, whatever I can, run out of gas, and then run out of there, you know, and then he'd do an hour and a half, you know, which is amazing.
But did it put some kind of pressure on you to, in a good way, to expand your set?
Yeah.
So by
yeah.
the end of that, I would assume you weren't doing 10 minutes. You maybe got up to at least 20.
No, yeah, it was happening rapidly.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just even hanging out with other comics, and I was young too, so it's like you're always doing stupid stuff.
Yeah, right. I still am.
That always ends up in your act, you know, like
Yeah.
you're just running, but you just pure sheer will, you know, you don't even know what's going on.
Let me ask you this. You know, I've done stand up, and you know, I look at the way different people approach it, and I think a lot of comedians start out with contrived material, like they make stories up.
Right.
And as you grow as a comedian, you less and less rely on that and really take your real life stuff and just make that the funny stuff. Is that kind of the track you went?
Well, mine started out more because with real stuff, because I grew up on welfare, I grew up poor.
So you just immediately went to
Yeah,
the real.
yeah. My stepmother was Jehovah's Witness. There's some gold there, you know,
Oh,
like.
yeah, always.
Your stepmom even, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and then I started like kind of making up stories here and there, just silly stuff. I like to go between real and completely stupid.
Farcical.
Yeah. What can I make you believe, or what can I make you
How
get
far
into?
can we stretch this?
No matter how dumb it is.
Yeah.
You know, like if I make it dumb and you guys are still interested, I'm like success.
Right.
You said your stepmother was a Jehovah's Witness. Are y'all still close, or?
Yeah. I mean, my sisters had problems with her here and there, but I always understood her kind of like.
Well, the only reason I asked that is all my experience with Jehovah's Witnesses were freaky females.
Well,
They were all freaks, man.
They're always at the door.
I would say my dad would know that. I would have known it.
You said it was a small house, man. Don't make me know, man.
Man.
She very well might be. The door was closed a lot.
Okay.
Said a lot.
Makes sense. Yeah, no, that's great. So you get out there on the road. You know, Napolitano is taking you with him. He's got you under his wing. He's letting you stretch and become a real feature. You're building up your set muscles and whatnot. And what was the moment where you finally stepped into that headlining role?
Well, there was some. You know how there's the smaller clubs like the B rooms
Sure.
and the even C rooms.
Yes.
You know, like so.
Z rooms?
Yes, C rooms. And then so those you go for what they're paying to, and the talent they're getting. You just go, no, I need to headline this.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not enough money, and your room is crap. You know, so
Right.
it's,
Right. True.
So and then slowly, little by little, you just keep working your way to where even sometimes the A rooms headline you, and the B room's definitely headlining. Like one guy I told him I needed a headline just because I saw the guys behind me, and I was
You're
like,
yeah, I'm better than them.
yeah. I even told one booker, I was like, ask those headliners if they want to see me in front of them. They don't. Ask them. Ask them.
No, I think if you're ever a feature and you're a good feature, your real job is to push the headliner as hard as you can.
No, featuring is so fun too because
Yeah.
it's 25 or 30 minutes
It's
of your
fast.
rock solid,
Yeah.
bam, bam, just power
It's
punches.
supposed to be crispy, fast, and hard, and come out right. Now, I will say that there are times and you've probably been there as a headliner where the person in front of you doesn't do well,
Yeah.
and a lot of people get nervous about that. I'm like, no, this
I'm
is
gonna
about
look
to break-
good.
I'm about to break the tension and kill this room.
Yeah.
you know?
Right.
Which I don't. I like for everybody to have a good show.
Oh, yeah, of
you know.
course, of
But
course.
you can't help what somebody else is doing. You know.
No, you cannot.
My friend Corinne opened for me in Orlando in the Crown Plaza. We did a show there. I've never seen this before. She didn't even get in 25 minutes a courtesy giggle. You know how some people
Whoa.
would laugh out of nervousness
Yeah.
or nothing. It was 25 minutes
Of silence.
of
Nothing.
silence.
Ice and glasses.
It was the most painful thing
Oh
to
my
watch
God.
I've ever. And to make it worse, she would kind of do a fake laugh after her joke, and then
She's laughing at her own stuff.
I guess trying to alleviate some
Right.
of it, and then doing a knee slap even sometimes. or I was just
Not the knee slap.
I was like, oh my lord! So I went up right after her, and I go. I was like, give it up for Corinne. She just died here tonight.
And then immediately.
Oh,
you
yeah,
owned it.
immediately.
Yeah, no, that's great. How bad did she feel though? I know she came to you like, I'm so sorry.
We had a second show.
Oh,
So she went home and changed clothes because she was like, maybe it's the clothes.
maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Did it help?
No.
It wasn't a clothes.
So you get out there now. You're headlining some B rooms and some A rooms. You're kind of getting that traction. When a comedian's been performing as long as you have, I mean, 20 plus years.
Right.
You've had some real unique opportunities to work with lots of different people. And there had to be a moment along the route there where you just stopped inwardly and said, "Man, is this my life? What's going
Wait,
on?"
well,
What
yeah.
was that moment?
No, there's been a lot of times like you just sometimes go in the green room and this person from TV is there, and then most of the time they're nice. There's
Yeah.
only been a few instances when they weren't. I think most comics remember the struggle and everything like
Yeah.
that.
Right.
But like Gilbert Godfrey was one of my favorites,
Man,
and 6 months before he died, I got to work with him.
yeah, how was that?
It was pretty cool. It was sad, like seeing him broken down a little bit.
Yeah.
Like he needed
Because he was older.
Yeah, getting on the stage was like took a little bit and everything.
Right.
So when you see somebody you really like hurting, it's like it
Yeah.
tugs at you.
Right.
Right.
But and then I worked with Mitch Hedberg 6 months
Oh.
before he died.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
He finds that humorous.
Well, because
before.
it does kind of add up. Because Ralphie May, I worked with 6 months before he died.
Get the hell out of here, man.
That's why
We
he's
got 6
laughing.
months to live, man.
Exactly. Sorry, Pat.
I'm done.
We're gone, man.
Write this date down if I'm and Ricky Reyes.
Man.
Like it didn't kill. It didn't kill
curse.
all the acts. So I don't know about you guys,
Yeah,
but
yeah, that's hilarious. So yeah, I worked with.
We need to Google the percentages of which of us are gonna survive.
It's like Final Destination.
Right. Like
Voodoo stuff
Yeah, I
or
worked
something.
with. I opened for Ralphie May 2 or 3 times, and knew Ralphie pretty decently. And man, he was a killer on stage.
was he?
Oh my God, he was among. He's one of those comedians who could say the worst things and people still love it.
But he said it well.
No, he said it beautifully. I mean, he was incredibly great at what he did. He was just like many a tortured soul.
Yeah.
He
Yes,
had
yes.
his struggles, but comedy wise, man, he was a genius. Mitch Hedberg was a genius.
Yeah.
He was a great comedian. He just had struggles too.
No, I mean a lot of those take down a lot of comedians.
Yeah.
Like when I worked with Mitch, I wasn't even supposed to. I went to go see it because my friend was performing too, and then they were like, "Ricky, you're going up." It was at an improv in Tampa, and they go, "Ricky, you're going up," and I go, "No, I just want to watch." And then a couple minutes later, somebody goes, "Rick, can you go up?"
Yeah.
Mitch ain't here, and we don't know when he's getting here.
Oh, so you needed to fill that space.
Yeah, so I go up after the feature act, which is never happens.
Never
You don't have a guest spot after the
That's
feature
so
act.
violating protocol.
Yeah, and I know they're there for Mitch, so every 5-10 minutes, I'm looking to the side and like wanting to get off. Actually, like
Trying to escape.
yeah. Even though I'm doing good, but I'm like sooner or later they're gonna be like, "Where is Mitch?"
Right.
And you're going to be the enemy.
Yeah. So 30 minutes. 30
30
minutes.
Whoa.
30 minutes till he finally comes.
Man.
Oh wow, man! That's a story right
But
there.
he was very cool.
I bet he was.
Yeah, he was very.
I bet he was.
I thought he was gonna fall off that stage a couple
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. Now, what other non-comedic, say, celebrities have you encountered along your run?
Well, I like when I was in LA, I used to go to pool parties and different events with the kid Chris Pine that does Captain Kirk.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's a cool ass dude.
Listen, we're just casual.
I know, right?
Parties with Captain Kirk and shit.
Right.
I mean, come on, man. He seems like a cool guy. He's pretty
No, yeah,
cool.
he's like for his dad having been in Hollywood too. I think his dad was like the sergeant in ships,
Okay.
and then like. He's really laid back and doesn't act like it's nothing. You know,
No.
like this was even after he had Kirk, you know, like.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're just kicking it with Chris Pine.
Yeah. We went to a pool party and we'd see a band that a mutual friend was in, you know, but yeah, it was just, sometimes you just end up, you know, I don't try to bother anybody, you know, like.
Yeah. Yeah. So
No, he just kills him every 6 months.
So-
Yeah.
Right.
yeah. The good news, Chris Pine's still alive.
Right. No. He's dead. That's a clone.
Oh, yeah. Probably true. So what when you think about your comedy and if someone asks you to put it into a short statement of what it's about, how do you describe yourself and your comedy in a nutshell?
Well, actually, it's a lot about life and just kind of just silly wordplay and stuff, you know, because like I said, I grew up on welfare. I grew up broke. Like I always had to wear hand-me-downs,
Yeah.
and I know a lot of people did, but I
Yeah.
got 5 sisters.
Oh yeah. That's tough. That's
He's
tough.
wearing dresses.
Yeah, I'm wearing skirts and culottes.
Yeah. No, it's a kill. I swear.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, "What?" And they're like, "What's up with the jelly shoes then?" You know?
You know, they're comfortable. No, that's great, man. So, as far as comedians go across the board, who are a couple of your favorites that you really look up to and think, man, they're just amazing?
I love Bill Burr.
Bill Burr is awesome.
I think he's so funny. I like the way he deals with anger and just kind of expresses it.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really great. And then cause I like my view of comedy. Like I like all kinds. You know, like some people
Right.
only like a certain kind.
Right.
But like I love Nate Bargatze.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
a lot of people do.
I like that he's clean and he's still gut bustingly funny.
Yeah, no, he's phenomenal. Much like Brian Regan, Jim
Yes.
Gaffigan, they're in
Yeah.
that kind of vein of really funny minus the blue. you
But
know?
it's amazing in comedy how big you could be and still nobody knows you.
That is true.
No.
Because as big as Nate Bargatze is, he's still not quite a household name,
No.
even though he's giant.
I
mean,
brought
he's-
him up to somebody last week and they were like, "Who?"
Who? Yeah, and I, maybe it's because the internet is just so big now, and everybody's looking at everything instead of just one thing. We used to have you'd see comedians on, the Tonight Show or the
Yeah, it
Late
used
Night
it
Show.
definitely because I
right.
remember my oldest sister.
Hollywood Squares.
Yeah, we would watch all those things.
Yeah.
A&E Spotlight, all
Yeah.
of them had different comedy shows.
But that was it. Otherwise you didn't see. Now they're everywhere. I mean, yeah, I can't turn on the TV. I think Kevin Hart's in a Tampax commercial now.
Yes,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
I'm like, how much money do you need,
Yeah.
Kevin?
How many of you are there? Is what I want to know.
Yeah, there has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, there has to be more than one
You got to
Kevin.
be triplets, bro.
Yes, yeah.
There's no way you're doing all
He's
this
doing that
shit.
duplicity, that just
Yeah.
cloning himself over and over.
You cannot sleep at all.
Yeah,
When do
yeah.
you sleep, man?
Or
Come on.
when is he even home? He can't be.
It can't be. It's like, I know his wife can't be too mad.
Yeah.
He's cheating. He's never there.
Yeah, is Kevin Hart actually sextuplets? You know, like
That'd be a good rumor to start right there for sure. So what do you going forward in your career? I mean, God, you've been doing it a long time. Do you just enjoy going out for the love of comedy and obviously to make a living, or do you still have those ambitions of going bigger, bigger, bigger? What are you doing?
like I mean, the only thing I want to do is actually go. I like the feel of the regular comedy club,
Yeah.
the 300 seat,
Yeah.
250 like that, and but just be able to do those actually, but sell all the tickets.
Yeah, no,
Make
that's
sure
a
it's
good
all
rule.
250.
Yeah, that's right. No, I think that is a comedian's sweet spot is a crowd like that to me.
Yeah, I mean, just the feel of it, like the places get bigger, like the roofs are higher or the ceilings are higher, and it doesn't
It's hard
feel
to
like
interact.
it doesn't feel like old school comedy clubs,
Well, it's hard to do any audience work like that or as much, and it's certainly harder. The responses echo more,
Yeah.
and so it's harder to pick up on the intimacy of a room like when there's 250 people or whatever,
Yes. Yes.
And it does feel right. I used to perform in all non-traditional venues, i.e. bars, and
Yes, I grew up in those.
Yeah, so we did a lot of shows there, but I'll tell you that, and I've said this before, is, man, you can have a crowd of 50, 60 people sound like 100.
Yes.
7 sounds like 7.
Yeah. There's no faking that. Yeah.
That's the worst as a
No,
comedian.
I did a bowling alley, right? It was
yeah.
it was a bowling alley, and it was in the bar, but the partition was glass, right? So there's 4 people there. You can hear lanes, like you can hear
Right.
the pins being
Yeah.
hit. You can hear people's lanes being called. There's like,
Yeah.
Johnson, your lane is ready.
Yeah, lane 23.
Johnson. And then the lady was mad at me because I didn't get there 30 minutes before. I got there 20 minutes before.
Right, yeah.
I was like, there was
Yeah,
4
or-
people.
Man, we'd go to bars. They wouldn't want to turn off TVs. They would, things like that. The worst ever was that we did a show in, where was it? In BB, I think. And it was such a big crowd. I mean, for a little bar like that, they had like 112 people, 113 people that night, which for them is a pretty good crowd.
Right.
And I'd performed there at least 2 times before. And so I showed up and I'm like, hey, I've kind of noticed I don't see the mic. Where's y'all's mic at? And she goes, oh, I thought you brought your own. Yeah, no, I've never brought my own equipment. I don't even own that equipment, really. And she said, oh, my God. I said, listen, I would do it without the mic if the crowd was maybe half this size even, but I can't reach the back of this room, and once they start laughing, they're not going to hear me anymore.
Right.
I said, so you're going to have to come up with something, or I mean, I don't know what we're going to do. And so she goes, okay, and she makes a phone call, and this rolls up about 25 minutes later. We're about 15 minutes after the show should start. The crowd's antsy. They've been drinking.
Right.
It's, it's a VFW to begin with.
Right.
So, they're getting fired up. You know what I mean? Here they come in with Tyco's first mic set. It was like, you ever seen those speakers? They're about this
Yes.
big. They have a corded mic that hooks to the speaker.
And you
My
can't go
cord
far,
is
right?
6 feet long.
Yes.
I could go nowhere. Or I pull it out of the... Man, it was the weirdest. I killed it, but it was the weirdest.
I succeeded, though.
Yeah, no, I overcame.
I thought she was going to come with a bullhorn or something.
Yeah,
It's like,
no,
here
it
screaming.
would have been better. But I did trash them all night for that.
Yeah. Well, I used to do this one bar in Sarasota, and it was a sports bar. But once a month, on Sunday, for some reason, they would have the comedy show. And in the middle of the games, they would go to each TV and shut them off. Everybody's in jerseys there.
Yeah.
They're just shutting. I'm like, who thought of this? Like, who thought of putting this on a Sunday? And you're going to
Yeah.
shut football off on these
No,
people?
that you just make everybody mad as hell.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, thanks for coming to the sports bar. Now here's some
Yeah.
comedy. Well, fuck
What?
you, man.
And if you don't even know, some of these bars you ever been to, they don't even know
Oh, no, they
that
have
there's
no
going to be a
idea.
comedy show. They look up like, what? What's happening?
What's going on?
Now, here's another story. Laura wouldn't love this story, but it's a real story. It's the only time it ever happened because she's such a killer on stage. But we got booked for a show in Dodge City, Kansas, man.
Okay.
And the place we got booked for, it was a booking agent that booked us, and she was my feature. And so we went there, and it was a restaurant slash bar, I guess, but it was like the family kind of restaurant, almost Cracker Barrel-ish, but they had this big stage, and so they waited, you had to wait till 9 to start the show because people were still eating dinner, and they wanted the families to be able to go, but nobody said, we need you to do clean comedy. Nobody said that.
That's important.
Well, it's critical to denote, and my wife was A, younger in comedy, and B, didn't have any clean comedy,
Most young comics don't.
Yeah, and so she just got up on stage and started doing her thing, man.
Oh.
Man, about 10 minutes in, the owner comes up to me and goes, "Man, you're gonna have to get her off stage." I looked at him and said, "I'm married to her. You get her off stage."
I ain't dealing with that.
No,
Good decision.
I'm a bit late tonight. you get her, and he did, and it was a terrible room. I mean, it was just the worst room ever. The stage was way disconnected from the audience. It was way too high up, and I don't know what they were looking for. Man, you're waiting until 9, let people do their thing, but man, they were teetotalers there.
Well, the only time I got fired was because it's a room that's successful now, so I won't say the name, but it was it was a restaurant, like a seafood restaurant.
Yeah.
And they didn't have anything prepared. Like they had crappy mic too.
Yeah.
And it's like the whole people eating there were not aware that there was going to be a comedy.
That's the worst. They're just there for seafood, and here
Yeah,
you come.
it's like if I went into a Red Lobster and just started
And
telling
just set up.
jokes,
Yeah.
So
What the hell is this?
so the whole show's terrible. And this guy, he sits there with his dad at the table with me and my friend, and he's telling us, you guys are not that good. I'm from Boston. I know what comedy is, And then he's like, and just you and your friend, you ain't funny. And then so me and my friend start getting mad. Like I get up so hard that the chair goes,
Yeah.
And I go, listen here, you got this room set up like crap. You bring your favorite Bostonian comic over here and watch him die a horrible death.
Yeah. You have to tell someone there's more than endless shrimp tonight.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, they might have to be aware that it's going to happen.
And this guy, he waits till I get to the hotel room to call whoever hired me to fire me.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I didn't even do it right there.
Now, the worst time, the only time actually that I ever got fired, so to speak, in comedy was I got booked, and I told that dude, man, God damn, I told him, man. He was like, man, I listen to you on the radio all the time, man. We got this company, and we have a DJ come in, but this year for Christmas, we want to do something different. I want to have stand-up comedy. And I was like, man, I mean, you listen to me, you know what I do. I mean, I don't
corporate?
know if it's going to be all
For
right
corporate?
for a corporate event. And he said, no, you don't understand. It's a blue-collar company. We do parts. We do stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, if that's what you want to do, And so then we even talked about, well, how – he goes, no, just do you. And I said, okay. So I show up, man. And Laura was with me, but she was not my feature. Thank God for her. It was just me, straight up. And but she was in the audience. This is her favorite story, I think.
Yeah.
Because the owner comes out to meet me about 15 minutes before the show, reaches over to shake my hand, goes, I understand you're going to do a clean set for us tonight. And I was like,
On the spot there?
Can we go over my set list real quick? I'm not an explicit comedian, but I do use language and whatnot. I mean, and so we kind of went through, and he goes, it seems all right. Man, listen, 15 minutes in, I look out in the back. There he is with a white towel doing this, waving me off. And
That wasn't like a fan kind of
No.
thing where he was like, more,
hype.
Patrick.
Yeah, at first I thought so, and then I realized it was not, and because the front tables were all young people, the back tables were all blue hairs.
Were they laughing in the front, right?
The front was dying;
Yeah.
they were loving it. The blue hairs they were walking, and so he was like, and so I thought to myself in that moment, I said, well, I could just get off the stage now, but I need to finish somewhere. And in my sick mind, I said, I'm going to go to this long close I have. It's about 8 minutes, and it's just terrible.
Yeah.
And I just absolutely went for it. I thought I was not going to get paid. I did get paid, thankfully. But it was almost sheepishly, he handed me my shit, and I just left, But, it was a great,
Most of the times the corporations, they will pay you no matter how bad you do.
Yeah. No, I did.
Just because
good. It
I
was
guess
the
it's a
audience
tax
that did
write-off
that.
too. Yeah, it's a tax write-off anyway. So they're like,
Yeah.
here, but like I used to do them because corporate money is good money, right?
Oh, yeah. No, they pay well.
But it's not the best audience. Yeah, the last time I did one, it
No.
was for
They're afraid to laugh sometimes. Their
well, your
bosses are
boss
there.
is right there,
Yeah.
so it's like if you laugh at a weed joke or anything like that,
Yeah.
and
You get
he's
piss
looking
test
at
on
you.
Monday.
Yeah, exactly.
And then all of a sudden, you get selected for that random drug test.
Start
Yeah.
talking about
The hell, man?
workplace relationships.
Right.
Well, the last one I ever did too, it was like a construction company, and man, I was up there just struggling because, like you said, they're tight and tense because
Yeah.
And then after me, a guy with a toilet paper roll attached to a leaf blower at the end is just blowing toilet paper into the audience, and they're like, yeah, yeah. And I was like, man, F this, bro. Like I'm not doing this ever again.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, it is weird sometimes when you see. I did have one show early on that wasn't as good as I wanted, where a friend of mine booked me. It was his show, and he was like, yeah, we're going to do a college here. And it was not the actual college. It was like a dorm setup or whatever, but it was still a college-based show.
Right.
But by that point, my material was about real life. And they didn't know real life yet.
Right,
and so it just wasn't hitting for them. And I was like, man, I don't even know where to go because A, I didn't even go to college. And B, I don't know what this life's about. You know?
I would not either. I
Yeah.
mean, when I used to do colleges too, I'm like, I guess, I knew they were partying.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
I mean, talk about smoking or
Yeah.
doing drugs, but other than that, there's not much I related to them about. You know,
No, like mostly like where I grew up, most people didn't go to college at all. It wasn't until I went to Florida that I saw so many college-educated people. I go, oh, so that's the thing. People just kind of go to college, huh? I was like, I thought you could just go straight to the factory, like Cleveland.
that's great, man. That's great. That's great. So, where all do you go coast to coast, all over the place? Is this what you do all the time, right?
Yeah, I believe I've been to like 43 states.
43.
Yeah.
What's your favorite place to go and perform besides Little Rock?
I used to love Portland a lot, and it's kind of been changing.
Yeah.
And but I also think
Yeah, you might get caught up over there now.
yeah.
I'm in the Chaz performing. Yeah.
But I also tell people I've been to more cities and states that nobody wanted to be in because of comedy. You know,
Yeah,
like
right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
North and South Dakota, both of them.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it's yeah.
talk about desolate. Like I did a gig in North Dakota, and me and my friend tell the guy who booked it. He goes, "Hey, we go, what's a nice restaurant or place to eat?" He goes, "Don't laugh." And then he takes us to the hospital cafeteria.
Oh, wow.
And it was good food. It was great. It was like real home cooked, just great food.
No, that's hilarious.
Wow.
That is hilarious,
But we
man.
couldn't believe
yeah,
we were
but
in
there's
a
nothing
hospital.
there.
Right.
There's nothing there, man.
No, it was nothing but people on oil rigs or not
Yeah.
oil, digging oil or whatever.
Yeah, you got a crowd of 30, and you're like, that's all. This is the whole town, bro.
Oh, and it was all dudes. Like one girl would pass by and like 50 dudes just like, oh, you know.
Poor girl.
Fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
You know that lady, she's like, no, I'm a lesbian.
Yeah. She's
Nope.
probably tasered up. You know, like she just got everything
She's
pepper
got-
sprayed.
Yeah, everything, man. Yeah, she's rolling out weapons on them. That's great, man. So what's the best venue you've ever performed at that you just had the most fun at, do you think?
Well, Side Splitters in Tampa is a real fun club.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's like a lot of comics talk about it on their podcasts and stuff like that. Just because the people there, they kind of don't get offended. You know, they just laugh
They come
at
for
everything.
real comedy.
And I love, of course, coming to the Looney Bins.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be here with the other comics, who's another headliner. Pretty much everybody on the show is a headliner.
Yeah, no, this weekend, y'all, you should go to the Looney Bin because everybody's a headliner, literally.
Yeah.
And it's going to be an incredible show. I mean, you got, two of them tonight, two of them tomorrow to check out and go see these guys. And you can go to looneyBinLR.com.
Yeah, like Brad's supposed to be here with me, but yesterday after we did TV, he goes in the room, comes back, and he goes, "I need to go to the hospital."
No.
What?
Oh, no.
Yeah, and then I look at his face. At first, when hearing him, I think he's joking.
Yeah.
And then looking at his face, just pale white and sweats.
Oh, yeah.
Sweats coming down, and I'm like, oh my God, is he having a heart attack? You know,
What's going
but it
on?
was in his stomach, and then so I think maybe appendix or whatever.
Yeah.
And we spent a couple hours there, and it's a kidney stone.
Oh, he didn't know.
No.
Just pain happened and he had a kidney. Man, they say that's among the worst.
Yeah, or maybe he went for the drugs because they shot him up with Toradol. Maybe he was like, man, I need something.
Man, I'll do the short version of this. We won't lay out the story. When I cut the end of my finger off with a saw,
Hello.
when I went to the ER, and I was telling the lady, that was we were in the admission room, and I'm saying, listen, what I want to do is just get in here and can I get something, for the pain or whatever. And she started asking me all these questions. And I'm like, listen, why are you asking me this? And she's like, well, a lot of people, I said, listen, you think I shoved my finger in a saw I said, I don't give a shit if you give me a prescription for anything. Give me a shot now so it stops hurting. That's all I care. Give me a hammer. I don't give a man. What are you talking about? Am I trying to get pills? No, I don't want your damn pills. I just cut it off. It hurts.
You know she bumped into that one patient. He's down to his last one. He's just got his thumb left.
Yeah, if I came in with missing digits on the other
all the
end,
time.
then you could be like,
Yeah, I'm on to you.
Listen,
How many times this gonna happen to you, boy?
Here, Nubby, you know.
Yeah, you only got one finger left,
Yeah.
Patrick. What are you gonna do? I got toes.
I get you.
Then I got arms.
I can smoke a cigarette with my toes. Yeah, no, man, it is funny when that kind of shit happens, man. Oh, well, man, it's been awesome having you here today, man.
Yes, sir.
think it
They
sounds
said this was gonna be funny. It was a lot of fun.
good,
yeah,
man.
man.
I'm glad
You guys
it
are
has
awesome.
been, man. Thank you, man. Did you guys have anything you want to throw at him before I let him get out of here?
Nah, man, go check it out. You're
Man,
hilarious.
you're hilarious.
I appreciate it.
You know
Please
what-
come out.
What I appreciate, and I think what everybody's going to appreciate, number one, you do have 3 headliners performing, basically. But what I love about you and the way you seem to operate is you're just naturally a storyteller and funny in doing so. And that, to me, is among the most entertaining forms. If I can just have a conversation with you,
Right.
and in it the comedy shows up, it's not a put-on. It's
Right,
organically who you are. And that's what I respect about your comedy. And today, your time here is I can see you're organically funny. And that's damn sure worth going out to see, man. Thank you, my brother. For
I
coming.
appreciate it,
Hell yeah,
Patrick.
man.
John, Rich. Right? Did I get that right?
Yeah, Rich, Chad.
Chad.
That's it's close. John and Chad.
All good, man.
See, one thing about me, I'll throw it out there.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's his name?
Yeah, just be confident.
I
Okay, Mike.
think it's Charlie.
Yeah. Well,
Heroic Charlie.
You can call me whatever you want. As long as I'm still good in 6 months, you're fine. in my book.
All right.
I
I hope
so,
he
Rich.
forgets my name, man.
I'm a dead man walking, so what am I doing? Ricky Reyes, everybody, get out there tonight.
Let's
We're
see
gonna
this
do-
man.
Good job,
Great.
man. Good job.
We'll be back here in just a minute, all right? Let's see what we got here.
It's been a long, bitter road, winding through the sorrow. Weighted down, an unwelcome load to carry into tomorrow. Scavenging becomes a life skill when you can't fuel the machine. Steal, rob, maim, kill, the most dangerous are the lean. I'm not certain my vision is right, or if my eyes are committing perjury. I swear I can see the edge of light, but God, stop answering queries. The darkness has laid down its arms. The sun is Galahad on a stallion, no longer blind to all the harms and the fringe of every canyon. Debate within my belly, once roaring but now taken mute. I'm having thoughts, though warily, maybe I can pull off these boots. My toes have become unacquainted with the luxury of being warm. This robe, winter tainted in all its festering forms. I'm not certain my vision is right, or if my eyes are committing perjury. I swear I can see the edge of light. I thought God stopped answering queries. The darkness has laid down its arms. The sun is Galahad on a stallion, no longer blind to all the harms and the fringe of every canyon. Run. Now with a robust, unearthly haste, I'm riding at a pace never seen. In this moment of light, I need to see your face, so I know it wasn't just a dream. I'm not certain my vision is the right. light, or if my eyes are committing perjury. I swear I can see the edge of later thought. God stopped answering queries. The darkness has laid down its arms. The sun has got a head on a stallion. No longer blind to all the harms and the fringe of every canyon. So I know it wasn't just a dream.
And we are back. It is Friday. It is Patrick and the People. Man, it was great to have Ricky Reyes from the Looney Bin tonight on. He was a lot of fun. So, comedian-wise, guys, we were having a conversation off air just now, and you were saying what you like that kind of comedy because sometimes you feel like some comedians seem to be working hard over the top. To be funny.
I've
so it's just like over the top.
I've always kind of gone towards the natural stories, the things that happen, of course, because I can relate to them. That,
Right.
of course, gets me. But then, also just the sarcastic side.
Are you a fan of like Ron White, for example?
Somewhat. I would say more Bill Engvall.
Bill Engvall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the whole, here's your sign thing
Yeah.
cracks me up.
that was your bag.
That was definitely
Gotcha,
funny to me.
gotcha.
But, there's the other side of it where, I don't know, I just feel like some comedians are so, like, over the top.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost to me like kind of hamming it up some. Like they're just,
They're just
they're
doing
doing
too
it
much.
in expectation that you're going to laugh.
Right.
And I just don't find that funny.
No,
it's just not my bag, man.
I can understand
He
that.
was organically funny.
Yeah, that's
No,
what I mean.
he
Yeah, that's
absolutely
what I was
was.
saying.
That's-
It's like
that's what
you're
I
absolutely
appreciate.
right.
Who's one of your favorite comedians of all time, man? I mean, as far as big stand-up comics. do you think?
Man, like Eddie Murphy,
Yeah.
Martin, like all the ones he's like talking.
The ones that I'm talking shit about? Yeah.
No, I also,
Dave Chappelle, like I don't know.
Yeah,
Chappelle was funny in some instances.
I think Chappelle's
The GOAT.
Yeah, no, he's among the best to me. His show is the best skit comedy show I've ever seen. I do. I used to like SNL. I keep trying to like it now, and I
Man,
can't.
I do
I
too.
try
I
so
keep
hard,
trying to
and they
watch it.
suck so bad. I just read an article yesterday. Who was it that? Dave Chappelle. As a matter of fact, it was Chappelle. He was talking about the 2016 when he went to host. Right after Trump won.
Right.
But he was talking about. He said all the writers were crying. They were all just. I mean, he said it broke SNL completely, and I was just like, wow, man, that's wild to even think about that. It broke them. They were just broken. But it seems like they've been broken
Ever
since about
since.
then.
Yeah.
They just, I don't know what happened. Their levity left them. Because
yeah.
SNL used to have some great shit
No,
on
I
man.
did. Yeah, I used to love it.
Now it's
Man.
always been hit and miss, and then that's the way improv comedy is. It's just hit and miss. Sometimes you like it because that's what I was telling Rich. Comedy and horror are two things that are super personal to people. Like,
Right.
it's very personal, related why you like it or you don't.
I'll tell you one of the first comedians like I can remember as a kid that was just horribly dirty was the Andrew Dice Clay's nursery rhymes.
Oh yeah.
The nursery
Hickory
rhymes.
dickory dock. Yeah, you know the rest.
Yes.
Everybody knows the rest of that.
I used to love
that
that shit,
set
man.
was so controversial.
Hey.
Yeah, hey, and my ashtray fell off.
He popped that
Never
cigarette
mind.
in that collar.
Yeah. No, I mean, he created a very unique
He would
character.
get canceled within the first 20 seconds of a set.
Well, hell, they canceled him back then. What do you do? They canceled him in the 80s.
He was selling out like
or 90s, 80s,
the
90s.
gardens and stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
he
saying?
was-
Like he was packing them in, man.
Yeah, no, he had a real unique shtick. It was very misogynistic, very over the top, but it was funny because it was so outlandish.
It was so out there, man. It was just
That-
like,
some-
wow.
Sometimes if you're fully committed to even a bad thing,
And he
it
was.
can be really funny.
Yeah, and he was fully committed.
Oh
man.
no, he was.
He
in,
was
he
the
didn't
dice
give a
man.
damn.
Like
yeah.
he was always the dice
the dice
man.
man cometh.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it was big.
You like the dice man? Do you remember the dice man?
No, I don't think so.
No. Yeah, no, he was pretty damn funny in that one set anyway.
Yes.
I don't know about anything else.
That's the only other set I think I've ever seen. Like,
That's the only one I remember.
I don't remember
This was
anymore.
who?
Andrew Dice Clay.
Oh,
This is who?
My
Yeah,
God,
Andrew
Rich.
Dice Clay is his name. He was a comedy legend. He is a comedy legend. And
Yeah.
he's had kind of a career resurgence over the past. You see him in movies here and
But
there,
he
show
can
up and
never
stuff,
come
but
back,
he'll
though.
never be
Well-
never be what he was.
I was trying to remember because there was this one comedian that I was like, oh, I like him too, and I couldn't remember his name, so I was looking it up when y'all were
Yeah.
talking. But
Who
it was
is it?
Gallagher.
Oh,
Gallagher.
Gallagher.
Oh,
the
yeah.
dude used to smash the damn pumpkins and watermelons.
watermelon.
Yeah, man, yeah,
Everybody in the front
yeah.
row would have the damn piss
Again,
queen.
you see, this is why comedy's very personal. If Gallagher showed up here, I'd be like, y'all interview him.
right. This
I gotta go. I'm
Get the
bored
watermelons.
already. Yeah, I'm bored already. But no, I mean, he was a legendary comedian. I mean, he had a great stage show that people loved. They'd come
Right.
with their tarps to sit in the front row when he smashed.
what do you
that
think
shit.
about Carrot Top?
I
No.
It's a train wreck.
I think it's
Have you seen him lately? Like,
he looks freaky, like
yeah, he looks like an old 80-year-old lady almost.
but all muscled up.
Yeah, it's wild, man.
I would say Carrot Top is a prop comic, and I don't.
He's turned into a prop.
I don't love prop comics, to be honest with you. And I'm sure he's
For real, little doggy. You're absolutely
What's he
What?
saying?
He said kids, right, Rich?
Yeah, right.
Kids.
It's kids, man. That's it. What's going on with the people? Have we got some comments in there?
Man, we do actually. Julio Gonzalez just
What's up, Julio?
popped in. He said,
What
good
up?
morning, guys. It's
What's
a nice
up, man?
humid morning, so a happy summer
man,
penis to
It's
y'all.
humid in here.
Yeah. Everybody gonna have summer penis today.
Yeah.
You can bet on that.
Little doggy says, morning, Tactical Turkey.
What's up,
Everybody's,
what's
chatting.
up?
What
What's
up,
up,
Andy?
Latasha?
Good morning, yeah.
Jeff Wise, Deer Gigger.
Yeah.
We've got
Mark's in there.
Yeah, Jeff Wise. Let's see who else was in here. Crystal Ann. She said good
What's
morning.
up, Crystal?
What's up,
How you doing,
Crystal?
Crystal?
She says she hasn't ever missed an episode, man. She just can't always be in comments because
Hey, that we
That's
appreciate
what's
it.
up,
It's
man.
like,
We
hey, we love
appreciate
you.
that, man.
We really do appreciate that more than you know, man. I mean, it's amazing when you stop and look at how many people have joined us and are having fun with us. It's really cool.
Crystal shared a picture of my son's graduation, man. That was awesome.
Yeah.
that's
I thought that
cool,
was pretty
man.
cool, man.
I see Tactical Turkey said, "Suck in that gut." I know he's talking because you don't have guts. Hey, Tactical
Oh, please.
Listen, man. That's why I always wear dark clothing, man.
Right, for real. For real. I absolutely agree. Scotty Thorpe said George Carlin is the GOAT. And
Oh,
I-
man.
I will
George
always
Carlin,
love
George
yes.
that.
Carlin is among my favorite of all
What's
time.
that? 100
Yep.
things you can't say on the air or
Or
whatever.
seven things. Yeah, 7 words. But he's got a great one. My favorite bit of his probably is about climate change.
Yeah.
He's
Man,
got
that
a
was a good one,
phenomenal
man.
bit on that. But he's got so many. What was George Carlin did the work. He was smart, but he did the work. Like there's no comedian I've ever seen more committed to what I call rote memorization.
Right.
Which is where you have to know it, memorize front and back,
Right.
because every single word was there for a reason.
Right.
And it had an order it had to be in, and it had to be a certain way. So you had to memorize it. And that is a large commitment for a set
Right.
of the magnitude he did. And so because of that, he was just unbelievable. He was such a brilliant wordsmith to begin with.
And that's what
And,
I
and
love.
that intelligence that came out in his stuff. Now, as he got later career, he got a little more untethered, but in his prime, man, he was
on it.
as good as it gets. Yeah. Who's a comedian you think's overrated? Tell me an overrated comedian.
Sometimes I think Seinfeld.
Seinfeld?
Yeah.
I can understand why you feel that way. A lot of people are like, "What?"
Back in the
why
90s, and
is
like
it?
I didn't really get the whole. I don't know. I was young at the time too, but I was just like I didn't get the whole Seinfeld.
No, and I don't think that's necessary. Now, I love the show, but I understand what you're saying. And to be honest with you, when I saw I saw him a few years ago, probably 10 years ago. Me and my son went. Maybe it was longer than that, but and it was cute, is what I would say.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he did a great job as far as the structure of it,
Right.
as far as the way he commanded the stage and the audience. But as far as the material went, it was a little too tame for me.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
a little
no,
too.
yeah. I don't. It's just not my bag.
And so I do get that, but I do respect. I've come to love Larry David as much or more than Jerry Seinfeld. Because Larry David is the Seinfeld
And that's
character.
what's weird, though. Yeah.
I mean, he is.
Yeah.
I think it's because he's really that guy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's who he is. You know, I mean, that's who Larry David is. And if you watch his other show,
Curb Your Curb
Yeah.
Enthusiasm,
Yeah.
you sit there and go, this is very much similar to Seinfeld in a lot of ways. You know, you can see it all coming through there. I mean, it's something about nothing. That's the whole
Right,
basis
right.
of the show. It's something about nothing. You know, who do you think's overrated, Rich? Tell me a comedian you think's overrated.
I mean, currently, I'd have to say, why am I drawing a blank right now? Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Dude, I think it's just, again, not that he's obviously not talented, but to me, I just kind of feel like he's a repeater of things.
I get what you're saying, though. I mean, and again, it's very personal, but he's one of those guys who he's always at 10.
Right.
You know, he's always in your face.
Right, right.
It's always an oversell to some.
Right.
And for me, my problem is I follow Kevin from I'm a grown little man, a grown ass little man,
Right.
which was a very early time in his career. And
Yeah.
so Laura and I, actually, Laura was a fan before she introduced me to him. And we were fans long before that fame that you know now came. But now the problem for me is if I get too much of you, then I don't need it.
Right, right,
And
right.
when you're showing up in every commercial there is,
Right.
you know, it's like, Jesus, man. I mean,
Like,
on
go
every
away for a minute, yeah.
Every movie, commercials, stand up. I mean, it's like, I
You've
can't.
got 8 channels
Yeah.
on XM radio.
That's right.
Like,
What he does,
He
he's
got an
got
Oscar for
channels.
Jumanji, man. Like, that's the craziest.
Did he?
Yes, he got an Oscar for
For
that.
what?
For Jumanji.
For what?
for being Kevin Hart.
Best supporting actor.
No,
I
he
think.
didn't.
Yes, he did. Look it up. Look it up.
No, he didn't.
Google it.
God, there's no way. Okay, well, whatever. That's even.
What was it, a
worse.
Grammy? Is that what you
Or
said?
no,
An
Oscar. See what-
No,
Get an Oscar for Jumanji. Let's see.
No.
No, he did not.
Wrong.
Oh, there you go.
Wah,
was like,
wah, wah.
I wouldn't be. I was going to be surprised because the Oscars don't give people like that
But-
awards.
It wouldn't surprise me because it's
Comedian.
Kevin
It
Hart.
wouldn't surprise me,
It would
no.
not surprise me because it's Kevin Hart. Though.
Well, that's
I've heard
true.
that, but
that is true.
It
But
would not surprise me.
an overrated comedian. Let me see if I can think
Yeah,
of
who's
one
yours?
that would stand out to me right now. Kevin's
You
not
know-
overrated. He's oversaturated.
Yeah.
Oversaturated.
Yeah, he's oversaturated.
I wouldn't say-
I think he's talented, but I think he. I'll tell you somebody. Kathy Griffin is.
Oh,
one.
for sure.
She's terrible.
sure.
She's like that.
But
What
she-
that B actress or what she calls herself?
The actress.
She kind of fell off of the face of the
Yeah.
earth. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody
But
kind of stopped
the
caring
worst
about
of the
her.
worst, and I don't think she does stand up anymore. Is Amy Schumer.
Yes.
But Amy Schumer, because she's a fake stand-up
Yes,
comedian.
dude.
Yeah.
She annoyed
She's
me.
not a real stand-up.
No.
I want to choke
She's
her.
a put on.
Oh, yeah.
And she was one of those, she's a Nepo baby that got.
Yeah.
She seemed
pushed
to,
up
the only
through the
thing that
ranks.
seemed to be her bag of tricks was literally just talking about bagging tricks. Like,
Yeah, no, and I've said this before. I don't want to belabor it, but she was dating Anthony Jeselnik when she did her first set, or the
Yeah.
first big set that she had that blew her up.
Right.
And I know damn well that Anthony Jeselnik had a very, very, very strong hand in that set. Her second set, they were broke up, and you know what? It was
sucked.
trash.
What's the one girl? The other girl.
She talked about how smelly her hoo-ha
Silverman.
was.
Yes.
Silverman.
Silverman.
Yeah, she's another one that's overrated.
Now, I disagree with that.
She's
I think Amy Schumer
she's
is a
pretty on
fake
it.
Sarah Silverman. I
Ah.
think Sarah Silverman's the shit.
yeah.
Or she used to be. I don't know.
Yeah, she used to be.
Yeah, and she's kind of cute too. Not an unattractive lady, you know what I'm saying? All right, well let's move to this. If you think you're a good passenger when someone else is driving the car, it turns out maybe you're not.
Oh, yeah.
There's more to it than just buckling your seatbelt and making conversation. What they ask here is a survey of 2,000 drivers. What do passengers do that frustrates you the most? What do passengers do that frustrates you the most?
Eat in my car.
Yeah.
Eat in your car,
Man,
okay?
that drives me crazy.
Eating in your
man.
car.
Like dropping crumbs and stuff in my car.
Okay, all right. No, that's good. What about you, man?
Way bad music, man.
Oh, that's always.
They get to touch your radio?
No, that's what I was just.
Well, I
fixing to
mean,
say,
you know,
man.
yeah, one person
No,
drives,
man.
one person
No,
plays the DJ.
no,
You
no.
control it all.
Only my wife could do that. Only my wife could do that, yeah. Well, let's see. Topping the list is passengers complaining.
Yeah.
followed by blocking the mirrors and reaching for the invisible brake.
Get the hell
Oh
out.
yeah, that.
You ever see
yeah.
a passenger pushing the brake? over there?
Yeah.
Grab the old shit handle.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Drivers also don't like it when people they're taking throw wrappers on the floor
Telling you.
or mess with the radio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Watching loud videos on their phone. Yes. Yeah. If I have the stereo on and you're, it's like, what do you do? This is not your theater room. I want the entertainment playing now. I don't like
man.
it. Just look at your phone, but I don't want
Right.
to hear it. It's like if you're watching TV and all of a sudden someone's looking at their phone and you hear that and you look
My
over
wife
like,
does it.
What are you doing? What
I
are
look
you
at my
doing?
wife like, and she's like, I'm sorry.
Do you want me to just turn this off or what do I need to do here for you? Oh, hold on, Mike.
I was gonna say. I mean, I deal with that every night. So
With what?
with somebody listening to something loud while I'm trying to
Oh, you
watch
got a
TV.
kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's
This
different.
6-year-old's right there behind me watching,
Yeah.
Blippy or whatever while I'm trying to watch the
That's-
news.
that's
Get him some
different, though.
headphones, man.
Right?
Yeah, some earbuds would be good. Yelling to warn drivers about cars pulling out ahead of them.
Oh, shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, a backseat driver is the
Yeah,
worst.
that
See,
sucks.
that's what I.
That is yeah.
That's when you slam on the brakes and they hit their head against the seat.
Right?
Shut the up.
Yeah. 17% of women think their partner's an annoying passenger and a backseat driver, but 69% of men feel they're a good passenger.
Right.
Yeah.
I just said I mind my business.
Yeah. Just trying to
mean,
get from
unless-
point A to point B.
Unless I look up and I feel like you're about to kill us, I'm not saying shit.
Right.
If you run over the curb, I'm all that.
Oh, shit. That was
I'm
cool.
gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh, but come
That
on.
wasn't a person, was it?
Yeah, right? You say some stupid shit. Yeah. That reminds me of something I should not admit, and I'm not going to.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
It's personal story time with Patrick.
No, we're gonna
ladies
get
and
arrested.
gentlemen.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Now, this is a terrible story. This is
This
not
is why it's perfect to
not-
tell.
Not something you should ever emulate. Okay, ever. Ever emulate. But me and my friends, a couple buddies, decided to drop a. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Take a little trip. You know what I'm saying? Now, this was when I was probably 22, 23. I was real young.
Right.
Real young, a long time ago. And we decided that we had taken it probably 30 minutes before. And so we knew the clock was ticking. 'Cause it's about, if you've ever done that, it's about 45 minutes to an hour, right? Before magic begins to occur.
Right.
And so we're like, let's go to the store real fast. So we made it to the store. We did fine in the store. Everything was fine till we were driving back. And both of us at the same time. Man, listen. I ran over a hubcap in the road. For 2 miles, I thought I ran over a kid with a bike. My buddy was like, you got to turn around.
Keep going. Keep
You
going.
got to turn around. And I'm like, was it a kid on a bike? I gotta turn around. Why would a kid on a bike be out at midnight? I don't know. I don't know,
Department
man.
turned itself in. I ran over somebody.
We turned around to see the hubcap in the road. We just sat in this parking lot looking at it for 20 minutes. Yeah, we were laughing so hard at ourselves. I don't know how we got home, man. It was terrible, man.
You ever have that happen? You have to turn the radio down, like it hit so hard,
Yes.
like you can't even listen to the
Yeah.
radio. You just like turn that shit down.
Yeah, when you feel like you're lost, you'll always turn the
Yeah,
radio.
turn the radio down. I gotta. I need all these. I need all this right
I
now.
can't hear that bass right now. It's too much. That's great, man. Let's see. Close to half of men think they're a better driver than their partner.
Oh man, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. 32% confess that changes when they need their partner to be the designated driver. Of course it does. Among the guys who prefer to be the driver, 15% admit they don't like the way their partner drives. Laura hates me. And I don't even know why. I don't even know why, but she would rather drive all the time. She gets anxious when I drive.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've been doing pretty good for a long time. Pretty good. I mean,
I've only had 25 and a half accidents.
no, when I was young, boy, from 16 to 18, I got my quota in.
Yeah.
Said I got.
You were just
Yeah.
out there being a demolition derby guy,
Total
huh?
3 cars. 16 to 18, 3 cars. And my dad told me, you're taking the bus on the line.
Right.
I was a senior. I did not take the bus. For 43% of couples, car trips regularly end in arguments. That's almost half of people. Some so bad, 20% don't speak to each other for a while after.
Wow.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
You get
That's
there and
actually,
just, like,
you
not
really
talk.
Some rough. Yeah, I was gonna
I
say.
mean, that's man. How mad are you about that? I mean, did they
Sounds
nearly
some-
kill you?
Deeper in problems.
I was gonna say. I mean, I've had the fights that spill out into the disagreements that spill out into the car, and then you go to your stop or whatever. But never
Yeah.
ones that start in the car
And leave the car?
and leave the car and
Yeah,
everything.
normally
Like,
it's the one from the house that follows
yeah,
you.
that's what I'm saying.
You
The
have to
one that
keep it-
and
then
you
you're
gotta
trapped for an hour.
right
listening to that
going.
shit.
God, I shouldn't have. I would have mowed the lawn. Okay. Yeah.
God, I hate going to your parents' house. Because you know what you're doing. You're going to enemy territory.
Right,
man.
Gotta be
What are
prepared.
you going to do?
Man.
You're in a hostile territory, in a bad place, and you're like, I'm going to go watch the game.
Right.
Watch the game with your dad. He's sleeping. Yeah, I'd rather be here listening to you snore than there with the estrogen killing me,
Oh, man.
If you're old enough, you probably remember some common sayings we had as kids that it says would confuse people if you said them now. So a Reddit post said, what's something that was normal to say growing up, but sounds crazy today? Are you ready? I got to print the directions. Hold on. You remember that?
Yep.
Printing out your map quest or whatever?
Smoking or not?
This was a song, I think. Here's a quarter, call someone who cares.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kids wouldn't know why you.
No.
No.
Why are you giving me weed?
What?
Tell me to call somebody. What? Would you like to accept a call from?
Yep.
Practice is over. Come pick me up. You ever do that?
Oh, tons of
I
times.
always,
Did
I
a
always
collect
got
call and
the.
your
I always
name
got
was-
the ones. Somebody from the county jail is accepting. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you
they-
said
Oh,
the
yeah.
collect call
Still,
from-
yeah.
the Pulaski
You accept
County
the charges.
That's how we got home from the movies.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah.
You have your
Movie's
parents
over.
drop you off, and movie's done. I'll be outside.
We'd always do that, and like when the operator was talking, we'd scream in the background, "Pick me up!" and just slam the phone down.
Yeah.
They couldn't charge you for the phone.
Here's one. Anybody seen the cordless phone?
Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah.
Yeah, we
Dude,
get
I used
lost.
to love my cordless phone.
Well, you still hear, has anybody seen my phone? I mean, everybody loses
Well,
their phone
yeah,
at some
but-
point. It's a little different, but
Remember with the cordless phones though, you used to have the button on the thing you could
Big-ass
push and
antennas.
it beep the
Yeah,
phone.
I'll tell you where it's
hey,
at.
Yeah.
did you get the newspaper to see the movie times?
Oh my god.
Yep, I do remember that.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, you had to, man.
You
Or
had to,
call
yeah.
the theater and listen to him go through
Every movie,
single
yeah, and all the times. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, remember
And
when
somebody
you
come
called-
in and talk to
Let's see
you.
if I remember. 376-8111. What is that number?
Is that the time lady?
Time and temperature.
Yeah.
397.
Oh, yours guys had- you had temperature?
329-7791 was Conway's.
Okay, yeah, time and temperature.
Ours
Still, I'm
always had-
sure that number still
I
does.
was gonna say
Ours was only just the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about this? Call me after 8. I'm out of minutes.
Yep.
Oh man,
Yep.
I hated those days. Where everybody, you'd have to get all your friends on singular or whatever, and if they had the same plan, then you could do. You know. What I'm
Yeah,
saying?
then you could talk to him
Right,
anytime.
right,
but
right,
yeah,
Right.
yep.
I'm going to star 69 your ass.
Oh my god, that really means something different nowadays.
I bet it does.
You might not want to say
Don't
that.
put that in an emoji.
Yeah.
Don't try to do that. Non-smoking, please.
Yep. I said yeah.
Yeah. Back in the non-smoking
Right.
days. Yeah, you were for a long period of time. If you were the non-smoker,
Oh yeah.
You were out of luck.
Yeah.
You were
the
kind of
one in the
shunned. Yeah.
corner. Mm-hmm. Then they finally put the smokers in the corner. It's so funny. You used to go up to
I remember many a car
Western
ride.
Sizzler.
Oh man, with the
They had
glass
glass
wall.
room.
Oh man,
Man, it was like you
tinted
walked in-
windows.
Like all your food was smoked tin.
God.
Whether you had smoked bacon, it was
Man,
smoked.
it was
Yeah.
smoked. Yes.
Yeah, your Coke was smoked. You know what I'm saying?
out with
You walk
cancer.
out of there just reeking. You're
Smelling
you
like
got
cancer.
3 levels of cancer. Yeah. Check the TV Guide channel. See what's on.
Oh yeah.
Hell no.
Had to watch it scroll.
Sorry.
I hated that.
Yeah.
Sorry it
That
took
was
so
more
long.
annoying.
Sorry it took so long to call. My mom wouldn't get off the phone.
Yep.
Yeah. My dad, he hated it. Then anytime the boys were on the phone, and I was the oldest, so I was the first one with girls to call or buddies to call.
Did you ever have to deal with the party line?
Yeah.
That was
My neighbor had a
insane,
party
man.
line.
That was crazy. You
That
pick up
was
the
crazy.
phone and people be talking about, like, get the hell off the phone. I'm trying to
Yeah.
call this chick.
Oh, yeah. No, but on ours, my dad, I'd be on the phone with a girl, usually my girlfriend at the
Right.
time, and, we'd be chopping it up, and, I'd be trying to mac and whatnot. You know how.
Right,
Imagine
right.
me even younger and dumber, and, there you go. And so, and then my dad would just pick it up and go,
Boy.
and no, he wouldn't even say that. and hang up. And I'd be like, well, I got to go.
Yeah.
This is my dad.
You know what that means.
Yeah, he could have just said, son, can I use the phone? Anything but, like I was just a pariah to even use the phone.
You pay the bills, you little sucker.
You horny bastard, Talk to the hand.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
I
that was
hated
a
that
pop
when it
Man,
was
I
live.
did too, man.
That was the worst.
I hated that.
Let's see. All that in a bag of chips. No,
Yeah.
that
Oh,
sucked too.
man, yes.
Yeah. Hit me on my pager.
That was some good times, but I don't miss that. I missed it, yeah.
No, I don't miss that either, man.
that was some
There
good
was
times,
Some
though.
interesting times.
Yeah, you get the 911 text and stuff. Oh, I got to run to the phone.
Yeah, right. Anybody throw in any comments from the people out there, man? There's one.
Wait.
Tasha said, "Let's go to Blockbuster."
Is that for real right now?
what?
Tactical Turkey said tornado on the ground near Van Buren, Arkansas.
Really? Is that true?
Oh, Shit.
Is that true?
I don't.
Tactical
know.
don't
I'm
be
gonna look it up.
beating us,
Look that
man.
up real quick, man.
Yeah, I'll
I
hit up
think
Arkansas
Tactical
Weather
usually
Watchers.
bullshit.
No, man, he's
Let's
usually
see
on
what's
it.
going on. Hey, let's find out. Maybe we can do something here.
It was hot as hell, like
It is.
soupy hot.
It is
You know what I'm
soupy
saying?
hot.
Like that's not good,
But
man.
it just, it doesn't look bad out there.
No.
It's not green or
No.
anything. So it's got to be there.
Yes.
There is
It
a
is-
tornado
it
on
is
the
real,
ground.
yeah.
Yeah, y'all be careful out there,
Arkansas
man.
Weather Watchers are live right
If
now.
you're in the Van Buren area, clearly take shelter. There's
Yes.
a tornado on the ground. We just heard
Spooky
about it.
shit, man.
I don't know if anybody from Van Buren's listening. If you know somebody there, tell them get where they need to be
Yes,
if they don't
get
know.
in your safe place.
Yeah. And we'll try to get some additional information on that as soon as possible if there is any here momentarily. Matter of fact,
I hope there's
let's
not any
tell you
more
what we're going to do.
information
We're
on
going to take a
Yeah,
quick
sorry, I
break.
didn't mean to just derail everything.
no, man, that's
This is
some good
this is
stuff,
what
man.
we need to do. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a minute once we get a little bit more of what's going on here.
If you come down to Little Rock, getting ready for the party. My fit's at the top of my game. Silk shirt under Armani, just throwing out a name. Sipping on that Bacardi, we calling that the pregame. Gonna be swarming with Barbies, trying to get me out my A-frame. This that type of soiree, everybody wants the invite. We heading down Broadway, yeah, we kick until daylight. We serving up beats gourmet, this that legendary funk. Party about to get so cray, the sun gonna come up drunk. Maybe about an hour later, we sliding in the Esco. Fully decked for the haters, keys to the valet, they handing out party favors. It's summer, but they still got snow. This that type of soiree, everybody wants the invite. We heading down Broadway, yeah, we kick until daylight. We serving up beach gourmet, this that legendary funk. Party about to get so cray, the sun gonna come up drunk. Back it up, okay. Line of people waiting outside. Can't get past the doorman, brushed off just like fluoride. Because I brought my funk band, house hopping with movie stars. But it's us everybody wanna meet. They're more famous, yeah, by far. But we're serving up these funky beats. Serving up funky. Serving up funky. Serving up funky. Serving up beats so fat they need Ozempic. This that type of soiree, everybody wants the invite. We heading down Broadway, yeah, we kick until daylight. We serving up beats gourmet, this that legendary funk. Party about to get so cray, the sun gonna come up drunk. We kick until daylight.
Josh Taylor over at First Horizon just did it again. I just had another first-time home buyer, a couple who got into a home. Literally, they paid $500 to get into this home. That's right, $500 total dollars is what they paid to get into their new home. Why? Because First Horizon Bank has grant money that they offer, whether it's income-based, you're a professional, or a first responder. They have grant money for all of that, and it can help pay your down payment, your closing cost, and more. Josh is good people. He's just like you and I, and he can help you out. Look, you want to get into a house for $500? Yeah, Josh Taylor's the guy to call. 351-2579. It's 351-2579. Josh Taylor over at First Horizon Bank, and you tell him that Patrick sent you, all right? You know, a lot of times you might not hear cool and attorney in the same line, but when I'm talking about Riggin Law, you will, because Kristen Riggin and her crew are just cool people. You know, going to an attorney can be intimidating, and you feel like you're being talked down to. They're talking in legalese, and it's scary. Not with Kristen. She's going to break it down to you just like I would, sit there and talk to you, kind of work it out and figure it out in the fair and right way. Doesn't matter if it's divorce or custody or if it's elder law. They do a lot of stuff to help out with, you know, court situations where you may have a family member who's died and you've got something going into probate. Man, you don't want to argue with your siblings over that. Don't put yourself in that position. That's what Riggin Law does. They'll help you work through the probate and all of that. If you've got a custody issue, even a criminal issue, it doesn't matter. Kristen can help you. And man, they are an amazing group of people. You can give them a call, 249-1289. It's 249-1289. Or just go to rigginlaw.com and tell Kristen we sent you. All right, so
We still
Be
going.
nostalgic
Yeah,
here,
we-
man. I'm
we are-
remembering everything from each other.
real quick, an update. Looks like that north corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say the northwest
northwestern
corner of Arkansas, y'all need to be
Stay
paying
on watch.
attention.
Yeah,
For
yeah. There's
sure.
a big storm front coming, but it looks like most of it breaks up when it hits the state line. But just be, you know, very aware and cautious, obviously.
Yes.
Right.
So we were talking about things people said back in the day, and you know, you said some listeners, viewers were commenting too.
Yeah, Casey Castleberry had said, "Hey kid, get up and change the channel."
Oh,
for that one.
That's very true. And my dad, you know, it was different back then because I would say that kids were
The remotes.
they were more indentured servitude.
Oh man, for
You
sure.
know, and my dad would literally, I'd hear, Patrick,
Yes.
Patrick, come here.
Yes.
And I'd come all the way from my room at the back of the
Yeah.
house, and he'd go, hand me that ashtray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man,
Yeah.
that motherfucker's 3
Yeah.
feet from you, man. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said it like that. I apologize. Let me give myself that there. But I would get so mad at that.
No.
Sitting back there doing something,
For
you
real.
know. So, yeah, and you were talking about cable boxes. Those.
Well, I was saying, do you remember? Did you ever have to adjust the? You remember the
the
bunny ears,
bunny
and you
ears,
were the
aluminum foil.
antenna
The
adjuster.
yeah, the aluminum foil.
Yeah.
aluminum foil on it.
Sit there and slap the TV on the side to get a good clear
Man, that
picture.
used to actually it rolled.
Yeah.
And it stopped rolling.
Stop rolling. You're like, there it is.
Why that violence worked on that? I do not know.
It did though.
It did. And that's real truth right there.
And like
man.
spinning you had to turn in the channel and then you had to spin it to catch the.
You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't miss
yeah.
those days.
Vorpal Bite on YouTube said, "Up your nose with a rubber hose."
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never said that, but you know, you're talking about that. That's kind of morphs over to the stupid shit that we said we thought was cool.
Right,
when
right.
we were in school. So for me, in the 80s, man, you know, we would say shit like, "Oh, that's rad."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tubular, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, stupid shit like that.
I don't think I've
man.
ever said that in my life.
Let's see what else. That's fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh was a big one for
Yes,
us. Oh
yes.
man, that's if you look cool, you were fresh.
Right.
You were fresh. Yeah. What else was big in the 80s that we would say? Dweeb.
Dweeb.
Dweeb
Yeah.
was real big there.
Dude.
Mom.
Dude came out in the
popular
80s.
one?
Your mom is always popular. Never gone out of style ever.
What about
Particularly your mom.
what's up, Mom? How you doing?
No, I'm kidding.
What about chillax?
Chillax.
Chillax.
I never said it, but ladies like to say that one.
Yeah.
If a dude said that to me, I'd probably backhand him.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
yourself
Why?
together. Fly? Yeah, that's Fly. Yeah, I mean, that was a 90s, I think,
Yeah.
phrase for the most
Didn't
part.
Dude come out in like the 80s? Or is that more of a 90s
Dude,
word?
no, Dude was definitely 80s.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it went into the 90s, but it was definitely 80s. My dad hated that. Don't
yeah,
call me
yeah.
dude.
That's kind of like the bro.
Don't call me dude.
That's like the bro now.
Yeah, it sure was.
What about dope? That's dope.
I like dope, man.
I still use that.
I
that
still- yeah,
came out.
that hang
That's
around.
a 2000s phrase. Probably the mid, I don't know, maybe around 2010. 2008.
Unless it's your grandma, she's always called weed dope.
Well, yeah,
Like everything was dope.
Yeah, dope meant something different back then than it does now.
Right.
You know, if you say something
Smoking dope.
but well, if you were smoking dope in the 80s, that was weed.
Right.
Well,
If
it
you're
could
smoking
be.
dope now, you roll it.
Yes,
bad.
yeah.
You're
Right.
doing bad shit, you know.
Natasha says she used to say, or she still says dweeb.
Dweeb, yeah,
Dweeb,
yeah,
yeah.
no, that's
Yeah.
gnarly. That was another one. In the
Oh
80s.
man, gnarly.
Man, that's gnarly,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, no, we had the dumbest ass stuff we said. What
What
about
about the L, for loser? Or whatever
Never
on the
used it.
forehead now? Yeah.
L7?
Yeah, yeah.
Square. Never used it. Again, some things were too trendy for me. If it's over the top trendy, I'm probably out on it, man.
Yeah.
You know,
That shit would get your ass whipped
I
in the
would
hood.
try to say stuff like Brocephus.
No.
That was one. I'd say, what's up, Brocephus?
I couldn't get away with that in the hood, man. They'd beat my ass.
Well, yeah. They probably would. I could see that. Yeah.
What's that white boy say?
What'd you say, man?
Did you ever say bitchin'?
Yeah.
A popular one, yeah.
Yeah.
It'd slip out every once in a while.
That one was an 80s phrase that get yeah, that's bitching.
I
Yeah.
feel like I don't know if this was the '80s, but maybe Simpsons have been around that long.
Yeah,
I
they
feel
have.
like it's.
Yeah,
I was gonna
yeah,
say I feel like it's a Bart Simpson phrase, but eat my shorts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that definitely was late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, was it? Has it been that long?
Yeah, yeah,
I know they've been. It's been.
No, that's
Man, that's the longest.
the longest
sitcom.
running animated, maybe the longest running
Yeah.
sitcom
I
period.
think it is sitcom.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy that it's still on, isn't it?
Yes.
New
Mine-
episodes, right?
Mine that I always
What is
remember.
it? Season 700 by now?
I could
I
look
mean,
it up.
Jesus
And didn't
Christ.
he die? Didn't Matt die? Like
Who?
the creator,
Oh, Matt Groening?
I think he.
Did he?
I don't know.
No, I
seemed
don't
like
think so, but
Or maybe he sold it, or something happened.
I'm not sure. But that's a good question. I don't know. Man.
Season 36.
36.
Yeah.
Good. It's almost 40 years old.
Man, that's crazy, man. That is wild to even think about, man.
Did the creator of The Simpsons?
How long did King of the Hill run?
Let's see.
Did
you hear they're doing a reboot on
it's
that?
coming back.
And
Yeah.
that King of the Hill guy got killed the other day. Did you hear that? John Redcorn got shot.
Who?
John Redcorn. Remember that?
Oh yeah,
No
that's
way.
Shot
right.
up,
I
yeah.
forgot about
Yeah.
that.
You know, my phrase that we were talking about that, I wanted to see if you guys remember back from when dial-up internet was first coming out. And that was a real popular thing.
Yeah.
I remember downloading music and being like, oh, man, the song got interrupted because somebody called.
Oh,
You know?
yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Always
I
used
was
to
doing
piss
a
you off because
download.
it'd be right at like 90%. Yeah.
And it took forever to download.
Dude, it would take 3 days to download a
Man.
2-minute song.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you get 8 viruses when you did it.
Yeah.
Listen to this. This is a story we need to get into. A man who admitted sexually gratifying himself with pool floats has pleaded guilty to a months-long burglary spree that netted him dozens of inflatable partners. You can tell already this is a doozy, right?
Oh, man.
In a deal with Florida prosecutors, because of course it's Florida, Christopher Monin, who's Christopher Monin, 41, admitted
He was moaning.
to theft and burglary. While such felony convictions carry stiff maximum penalties, it says.
Stiff.
His plea deal resulted in a lesser sentence, in part because he requires specialized treatment for a mental disorder unrelated to substance abuse or addiction. In other words, yeah, he likes to hump pool floats. A judge sentenced him to 2 years of community service and also some house arrest for a while, but he had spent 8 months in the county before he got released on bond. But let's see, his case has dragged on for years. It began following his 1:30 a.m. suspicious person arrest by a Palm Bay Police Department officer. The cops spotted him riding a bicycle carrying a white garbage bag full of what he identified as deflated pool floats. Since Palm Bay had been plagued with burglaries in which the suspect cuts their screen or otherwise enters a victim's back pool area and steals only floats. He was a prime suspect. He lived in Palm Bay, where police had more than a dozen separate reports about pool floats. During questioning, he admitted he had burglarized and swiped many pool floats, and then he directed him to a vacant house across the street from his Palm Bay house, where he kept all the pool floats.
Oh man, he was having like orgies and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, dude.
yeah. They found 75 pool floats.
Oh my god,
Jeez.
he's having
So
diddy parties.
You had a lounge chair with cup holders, a duck float, a lobster float, a French fry float, a pizza float, a turtle float, a whale float, a banana float, an elephant float, a watermelon float, a float shaped like a piece of bacon. He had a stolen Shaquille O'Neal Shaq float.
What? This dude identify as a float?
Man, I don't know, man, but this dude was in there banging floats.
That's
I
insane.
mean, he had a house full of floats he was knocking boots with. I guess it's better than other things he could do, but man, can you imagine? He's just sitting in his house looking across the street going, man, I wish I could go over there right now and bang that bacon
As soon as she
float.
gets off that float, I'm stealing it.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Yeah, he's sitting there watching people. They think he's looking at them, and he's just looking at their float. You staring at my titties? No, I just want
No,
to.
can I have that float?
Yeah, just like to hump that, man. I mean, how do you get to a point where float humping is your bag, man?
I don't know, but I don't want to find out.
Yeah, dude.
The old
That's
float humper, man. That's,
man.
All I can hear is that noise.
oh my God.
Like the styrofoam.
That's
Throw
like the
some
most
Diddy lube on
annoying
that
sound.
shit, man.
Oh my God, dude, that was the sound that got him excited. You like that float? You like that
Sounds
float?
like a dolphin.
Dude don't go to a strip club. He goes to a helium
Oh,
factory.
yeah.
Right. Blow it up, blow it up, blow it up.
This dude's at Academy Sports, rubbing it on a unicorn. God.
Pulls up
What's
to
wrong
a
with
gas
people,
station
man?
and gotta walk in and out real quick. He starts getting, starts blushing at the air pump.
Oh, all right. Let's end here. This is
Oh,
not funny,
jeez.
but we'll make it funny somehow. What's the biggest addiction? Whether it's a substance, food, pizza, chocolate, an activity like video games, everybody has at least one thing
Cocaine.
they can't stop craving. Yeah, that's high up on the list, bro.
Can't stop craving that cocaine.
Yeah, that's hard. A team of chemists, psychiatrists, pharmacists put together a list of the most addictive substances on Earth. Now, it's based on three things. It's based on pleasure, intensity, physical harm, and social harm. So the intensity of the pleasure, the physical harm, and the social harm. So here they are. Number one, heroin.
Sign me up.
Yeah, it has a perfect score for all of those.
Yeah.
I never understood that, to be
No,
honest
man.
with you.
Putting
I
the
mean, I've
needle-
never done it, but I've just never understood, why do you want to, I see those people that,
Nod
Right.
off.
hey, that's not,
Nodding.
I don't understand. Like, I
That's
don't
what
want to be
yeah,
sleepy.
nodding.
Yeah.
Nodding.
And if it's like Pink Floyd The Wall, I also don't want it. That doesn't seem fun at all to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Number two, cocaine. Yeah,
It's a hell of a drug.
they say it's half as physically addictive as heroin.
Yeah.
Half.
They say that you don't actually get like withdrawals and stuff like that. They just say you have like your energy just.
It leaves you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It probably changes your body
Yeah,
chemistry
yeah,
somehow. Number three, nicotine.
Yeah.
It's close to the addiction level of cocaine, less pleasurable, far less physically addictive. I would
Wow.
disagree.
I was going to say.
Let me tell you, one of those I enjoyed at some point when I was younger and never did again.
Right.
Right?
Right.
One of those I'm
still
trying
doing.
to beat.
I think cigarettes is more addictive than
Right.
I think it's worse than any of them.
Man.
For real, I'll give you that
just
one.
as far as giving it up.
Right.
No, yeah.
It's like
It
I can
sucks.
give up most anything. That seems to be the biggest challenge
No,
I've
it
ever battled.
sucks, man. That sucked. I
does.
quit after like 10 years. It sucked, man.
Dude, I've
My mom
oftentimes-
quit when she was in her 30s, and she still says to this day, "If I know I'm about to die, I'm smoking a cigarette."
You know how I did it? I put a pack of cigarettes in the refrigerator, And I just kept saying, all right, I'm going to get them tomorrow. I'm going to get them tomorrow. And I just kept doing that.
Just left it there.
Yeah,
It was still a choice.
Well, I knew
You
it.
just were making a
right.
choice.
And if I had to, I knew that they were there. I could grab one.
I knew somebody who took, some people like will use a jar or something to put cigarettes out in.
Right.
Yeah.
So I knew somebody who took all their butts and put them in a jar, and so every time they wanted to smoke, they'd open it up and just
Smell it. Yeah,
If
man,
you've
that
ever
would do it
smelled
right
old,
there, man.
nasty, right?
Yeah, that's
butts.
pretty bad.
Yeah, that's a gross smell, man.
Smell like my
Yeah.
grandma's house. Remember that smell back when you used to walk in your grandpa had a soap
No, it
and all the
wasn't.
holes in the chair
No,
and
it-
falling asleep with cigarettes?
No, it was my dad's house. It was my
Oh
mom
man,
and dad.
my
yeah.
grandma's house. Oh my
No,
God,
No,
they
see, we,
when I was at my youngest,
them
they both
Winstons,
smoked.
them Winstons,
Yes,
and
that is
and
what
then
they
them
smoked.
damn
Virginia Slims, that's what my
She had,
grandma
like the little
smoked.
pack, the little.
Yeah, Grandma was
little
smoking
flicker
those
pack.
Virginia
Did you-
Slim, Ultra Slim,
Yes,
150.
yeah,
They're like
they're
30
like
feet
this
long.
damn long.
Did you all have the couch with the flower print and the
Yes.
plastic still
Yes.
on it?
Yes.
Yep, yep.
Don't sit on that couch,
Yeah.
boy.
The one with the wagon wheel and the wood arms.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
we had
Yeah.
Got the wood on the front right
and
here.
it sat like a
I think
brick.
that came standard in
Yeah.
everybody's home.
If you're over 80, you have
It,
to have
it
this.
sat like a brick until it just sunk in, and then it was just like you were falling into that thing.
Right?
Number 4, barbiturates, and number 5, alcohol. Is this alcohol below nicotine?
That's.
I don't know, man.
I
That's
think
a tough one.
alcohol should be up there a little higher. than
I
that.
don't know. I mean, it seems nicotine's tough.
But I've seen some people pretty bad on alcohol. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's.
Y'all
No.
energy drinkers?
No, I'm not. No.
Have you heard of that new one, cocaine?
Do what?
The
Have you heard
energy
of that
drink
new
cocaine?
energy drink?
Yes.
Oh, I can't do
I have
any
heard of
drink.
it.
Yeah.
I can't
No,
do that.
those are. I think those are among the worst things you can. do.
Horrible for
Yeah.
you, man.
They're bad for. They're terrible for your
Yes.
heart. Yeah, I mean, you see 16-year-old kids who, if they drink too many of them, die.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
caffeine
They're 16
pushes
years
your
old having heart
so
attacks.
hard.
Like, something's
Yeah.
not right, man.
Well, because you drink so many of them,
Right.
it just puts it up there so high. It's just they're
What up,
really
Keith?
dangerous for your heart. And so are what they're starting to say now. I'm seeing more and more reports that go, yeah, you're better off smoking than vaping.
Yeah.
And I'm
Well,
That
that's
popcorn
what I'm
lung.
saying because cancer at least takes forever to develop. I mean, you may.
they said,
you might
I've heard
smoke
popcorn
40 years
lung and
before
everything.
you get lung cancer. At least
Right.
you get 40 years of the pleasure.
Look,
Then you get your cancer. The vape
Popcorn
stuff they
lungs.
say hits you, faster and can be problematic.
this is my thing. And
It's all bad.
right. Number one, it is all bad. Number two, I've said it before. You never know when your time is going to be. I've known people that haven't smoked a day in their
That's
life.
true.
And they come out with stage 4 lung cancer.
Right.
You know?
True, but they-
I've known people that my grandma was one of those. She smoked until the day. In fact, when they took her cigarettes away because they had to put her in a nursing home, she had sundowners and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But when that happened, it was like 2 weeks after taking away her cigarettes, she was gone.
My grandma was on her deathbed screaming and cussing the nurses because she couldn't have a cigarette. Like,
Yeah.
she was dying and she was cussing the nurses,
Yeah.
like, bring me a cigarette. And, like, she was pissed.
Yeah, no, I can understand. If I thought I was going to die and I wanted a
She
cigarette,
was like
I thought
80, you know what I'm
better give me
saying?
one.
This
Yeah.
20 years ago, and she was like 80, you know.
Yeah.
But see, the other thing that I wonder too is, of course, from the big tobacco side, when vapes first came out, all of a sudden, and I know they have a million of them, and for whatever reason you use them. But to me, it was a money-saving tool.
Well, at
like
first,
I
when
can buy a
vape-
$20 vape that
right,
lasts
right.
me 2 weeks.
When vapes first came out, they were the adversary to Big Smoke.
Right.
Yes.
But Big Smoke bought it all up, and now they own most of them. So it's their
So it's
bag.
no longer,
either way.
yeah. Yeah.
It's still their bag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In a lot of cases. But
I got what you're saying,
just
yeah.
because you're right. I mean, it is fair to say some people never smoke and get lung cancer.
Right.
But also, if you go into a bear cage every day, try to give it a handy, at some point, it may eat you, even if you've pleasured it a few times before. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're still rolling the dice, so to speak.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
man.
Probably
That was
not-
the day I should have bought the floaty.
Sometimes, man.
Uh-huh.
I said your analogy sometimes.
Yeah. I'm not
If you're
right.
trying to give a bear a blowjob and he beat your ass,
Do better. Do better. I did know. I shouldn't say I knew. My wife knew a lady whose job she raised pit bulls, and
she got bit.
no, she manually stimulated the pit bull.
Oh, no, man.
That's what you had
Man,
to
a buddy of
And I
mine
was
used to
like,
do that, man.
Wait,
What?
why did
no,
you have
a
to
buddy
do
of
that?
mine.
do to get the. to artificially inseminate the female.
My buddy did it to his pit bull, and he'd be like, "Oh, my dog loves me." I'm like, "Nope, no wonder."
Yeah,
I'm not doing that to my dog, man.
You're not getting in my lap
No.
anymore.
No,
It's a
man, that's
different
not
relationship.
right,
Yeah,
man. I don't
no.
give a shit what it does to your dog. Like,
That's a
you keep
different
that over there,
relationship.
man.
No.
Man, y'all good over there.
No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, no.
No, man. Nope.
No, sir. No, sir. You can go find that somewhere else. Rub it
I'm
out.
not, I'm not even expressing no anal glands. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Like, I'm not doing
No, we go to
anything.
that. I take you
No.
somewhere.
Yeah, we go.
No,
I
no.
never expressed.
I don't need you sitting
I
at
never
my-
expressed anybody's glands. Okay, let me put it like that. Anybody.
I don't need you sitting at my feet while I'm sitting in my chair just looking whining and me having to go, do you want a bacon strip or do you want another hand job? Which
Yeah,
one?
which is it?
Just go lay down.
I've given you
Pick what
three-
you want, dog.
Yeah, I've given you 3 bacon strips and it just starts going like this.
Right. Like, hey, come on.
Looking at the
rolls
bacon
over on
strip
his
like,
back.
you know that?
No, he just Scooby.
I don't want that.
Look. Like,
You don't want no belly rub.
Oh, no, you got it, man. You got it, man. You want your belly rub?
No.
I go
no,
rub my
not
dog's
happening.
belly. Red rocket, red rocket, red rocket.
I used to have a friend who had a Chihuahua, and every time we come over, the dog would get excited and his lipstick would come out. And he's like, put that right there. I'm not
Red rocket, red
I
rocket,
can't
red
pet
rocket.
you with that.
No, no.
I
Put
can't
that
pet-
thing
that's what
up.
she would say, oh, his lipstick's out. No,
That's not lipstick.
honey.
No.
No, I don't want nothing to do with
Put your
that.
lips on that.
No, yeah, I never thought about that until you said that this
man.
poor lady who's over there manually stimulating. That dog looked at her a whole different way.
Right, dude.
It's like,
A
mama.
person. Like, they probably bit people over her. Probably her husband would get
Why are
bit
you
all
looking
the
at my
time.
owner for? Why are you
Right.
looking at my? That's my owner.
Yeah. Husband come in and he'd be you're like, what's going on with Max? I don't know, but I'm gonna go put these in the fridge.
Natasha just said her dog had just had a ruptured, infected anal gland. She guess she now has to learn how to express them.
You take them to the vet.
Can you imagine? Yes, that's what I would do, or maybe a groomer. But can you imagine if humans had to have that happen? Your life? Can you express my? No,
Oh hell no, no, no,
Hell no.
no,
No,
No.
hell no,
no, no,
There's some things
No.
that even is too much for that.
no.
Yeah,
No.
Some wounds you just have to take care of yourself. You know
You
what I
remember
mean?
the Whitney and Bobby episode where he was digging boo boo out of her?
No.
Yeah, like it was on reality. It was on reality TV,
What are you
man.
talking about, Chad? What are you talking about?
You never seen this Bobby and Whitney crazy ass
No.
H1? I swear to God,
Chad.
there is an episode where she's talking about it, and he's like, "Yeah, I went in there and got it out." I'm just
Oh
like,
no.
"What the hell did he just say?" But I promise you, Bobby and Whitney were like on a whole other level, man.
Oh man.
They did love each other.
They did.
I mean, I'll say that. I'll give them that. They did love
He
each
got
other.
up and walked
That's
all
gotta
over.
be, yeah, dude. That's gotta be a love. Scooping just that.
Yeah.
You said a spoon?
No, I didn't say. He
okay.
said
I
a
said
spoon.
scoop
He
it.
got a spoon over
I
here.
was
Trying
he
to.
scooped it. I mean, like an ice cream scoop. What are we talking about here? You hook up like a good vacuum, like a Dyson. Oh, just do it that way. I'm gonna try a lot of things before I get down scooping. You know what I'm saying? Let's try this. Can we reverse the suction on this shot valve? And get enough pressure to just whoop. Whoop. You're just like, okay, we got it.
It's in the bag, man. Let's go. Throw this shit away.
Throw the vacuum in the trash. I don't know. It's done. They were done with that vacuum. Never want to see it again.
Putting that new cleaning method, that new decluttering method to work, man.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, man. We
man.
just Marie Kondo'd your butthole. God. Little doggy said they talk fondly about it. Yeah. I'm never talking fondly about anything like that. No, I'll never talk about that if it happens. Yeah, no. This is you know what it's time for? It's time to say goodbye. We love you guys. We'll see you next time.
Peace.